Airlines CRJ-900 jet operated by Endeavor Air has crashed and overturned with numerous passengers on board.
Oh snap!
Currently, numerous emergency crews are on the scene at Toronto Pearson's Airport after a Delta Airlines flight from Indianapolis St. Paul to Toronto, operated by Endeavor Air, crashed and landed upside down. The flight, Endeavor 4819, a CRJ 900, reportedly had many passengers safely evacuated, though the exact number of injuries remain unknown. Authorities are assessing the situation. Emergency responders are working to secure the aircraft and assist those affected. I'm going
Wow.
to send. Yeah, this just came through on my feed.
Hmm.
Another airline crash,
You're going to
and I'm
start
gonna.
seeing a lot of people's records pulled to see where these
Yeah,
motherfuckers' pilots been trained, and if they had to. That's the part of DEI nobody wants to talk about.
all
Yeah, because
right.
that that lady that crashed into the airplane. Yeah, I heard that she had been flying off course for like 2 or 3 hours, and they were trying to get her back on course, but she wouldn't listen.
Wow.
All right, let me.
And she was like,
We moved up a bunch of
go
aircraft
ahead.
carriers and all sorts of battleships and just let them sit there and said, hey, Hezbollah in Iran, you better not get too out of hand because we've got power here. Well, same with the 10th Mountain Division. You put those guys down there, you're sending a big message to the other side of the border. One thing that those cartels absolutely respect are military personnel on the American side. You don't ever really hear much about those guys getting fired on. And actually, to an extent, they also respect the Mexican military because they've got arms that are equivalent to what they have. So that's really what it's all about. Are your arms, more powerful than their arms? That's what counts. And our arms are going to be more powerful on this side. I have to imagine. I don't know who's going to move in on the Pacific side. There's a lot of Ponga boat traffic coming in with people and drugs into California on up the coast, pretty far north, as far north as Monterey, and even further north than that, coming in from Mexico. And I think they're going to try to put a stop to all of that too. I mean, they're just going to try to put the pressure back on the cartels on their drug smuggling operations. And this really is important in a lot of ways. I mean, it's a policy priority of the Trump administration. We're going to shut down fentanyl trafficking, but remember, the cartels have been making billions and billions of dollars, just absolutely flooded with cash on the Biden mass migration engineered crisis. And now that's gone. They pretty much shut that down. It's not happening. They're not moving people through anymore. So they lost that. All they can do now is default to drug trafficking again, their good old friend, their business. And now they're going to have a lot of pressure on that. So it's going to be interesting.
You've dealt with this, Todd. Before I let you go, I just want the people to be on notice that these guys are very much like samurai, or very much like kamikaze. They don't take death means nothing to them. Death of other people and death for themselves. Don't think these brothers are going down without a fight. The military is different degree than law enforcement, even the heaviest law enforcement. And when you bring in the 10th Mountain and the Navy to go after Ponga boats, you got all this. You got some of the best equipment and people trained to get it on. But I'm just telling people, there will be blowback. There's definitely going to be blowback, and people have to be prepared for this. When you designate them a terrorist group, that you can go get all their financial assets, start choking them down, and then you start going in to eviscerate it. Just be prepared. Not saying it's going to happen, but you got to be prepared for it to happen. Todd Bensman, your closing thoughts on this?
Right. And I just want to, point out that I was talking a little bit before the break. This thing just really pisses me off because the media is constantly saying, well, this is an Americans' love of guns is what is fueling and feeding the cartels and our own fentanyl catastrophe. U.S. gun stores are arming and equipping. If they shoot at us, it's with U.S. guns that they bought in retail stores. And that's just not true anymore. Once upon a time, 15 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Number one, that's the biggest fucking lie ever told.
Hey, Charles, hold up. Yeah.
Well, that's $1.
You owe Snowman $1. No cursing on the stream.
Oh
You
no.
gotta donate to Snow Aid.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the biggest crock ever. I got to donate $1.
Donate to the Snow Aid Fund.
But where the hell is my damn phone? I'm trying not to curse more because my phone. But that's one of the biggest lies, even in the state of Maryland, city of Baltimore. They're trying to sue Glock. Here's the silliness of it: the Baltimore police and state police have contracts with Glock. Now you want to sue them. I never got that.
Sue them for what?
Basically sue them for their guns being able to have switches applied to them, even though that's not what that's not Glock's fault if you dismantle them and putting a switch basically to make it a so-called machine gun.
Okay.
And I'm like, wait a minute, that's the equivalent of saying I'm taking some brioche bread and I'm either gonna make sandwiches, hamburgers, or hot dogs with it.
Can Glock implement something and make it harder to do it?
They have.
They have.
Yeah. What did they say? You give a person time and they'll figure out a way to defeat it.
Okay.
And you already have contracts with these guys, and I'm like, nobody's like, for example, in the city of Baltimore.
So who's suing them?
The AG of Maryland and Baltimore City.
Okay, so in other words, you got to get down into the technical details about what the suit is about, because you're saying they're suing them. It doesn't mean anything unless they're suing them for a very specific thing. You just can't throw a lawsuit at them at that level. There's got to be a specific reason.
The whole switch thing is like BS.
It's BS to us because we're not gun machiners, or we're not mechanical engineers. So it's BS to us. And normally at that level, they don't just throw out lawsuits, just throw out lawsuits.
The reason why I say that is because it's an old strategy of trying to bankrupt gun manufacturers by throwing frivolous lawsuits against them.
That's what I'm saying is you can't. Normally at that level, you don't throw frivolous lawsuits at people. Okay, at that level, it's for a very specific reason. What is the reason that they're suing them?
And they're trying to make sense the reason.
No, technically, what is the reason that they're suing them? There's always a technical reason. You can't throw that in front of a judge. I'm gonna sue them because somebody else is modifying my guns. Okay, it's got to be something more than.
They're modifying the guns. They got to make it harder. They did.
Well, maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. The thing is, I don't have enough technical knowledge to know whether they did or they didn't.
And that's the point about the case. It's like, hey, they're going to be able to back up what you claim.
I don't know. I haven't even looked at the case.
That's very similar to other places when those types of lawsuits came out.
They do this all the time. They do this in software. They do this in hardware. They do this in all kinds of different things. And things you have to read the incidents of the lawsuit. That's why when it gets
Yeah,
into
they're
technical
saying-
details
they're
like
saying
this,
that and they also put in the paperwork that so many, like there was over a dozen people or 24 people who had switches on the Glock, and
okay.
and I'm like,
So really, okay, really, why are they suing Glock? Okay, what is the technical reason that they're suing Glock? Is that instead of just okay because people are modifying and shit? Okay,
yeah,
what is
they're-
what do they want Glock to do? That's why you sue them.
And here's the thing: they want to sue them because they're like trying to blame them, saying, "Well, you didn't make modifications, and modifications were made."
Oh, I understand that, but thing is, what modifications do they want them to make? They have to spell that out in the lawsuit.
And they have yet to do that fully.
To file a lawsuit, you got to spell it out. No, they have to fully spell it out. It's got to be in there. Otherwise, the judge wouldn't accept the lawsuit.
Well,
At this
Well,
level,
when
you got this guy.
remember when I tell you?
Oh, okay, all right.
When I tell you, a lot of them have been doing frivolous stuff.
No, but at that level, 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying always, 9 times out of 10, it's not frivolous. There's something, a very distinct reason why they're suing these people. Okay, even if it's frivolous, they have to spell out a very distinct reason why they're suing people, especially at that level. Okay, they're not trying to drive Glock out of business.
Okay.
That's why you have to. That's. I mean, I would really have to read the lawsuit and go through the details exactly what they want, because they're suing Glock because Glock is refusing to do something that they want them to do. The thing is, what is it that they really want them to do? That's what you have to find out. That's what they call it. That's the devil in the details.
Mhm.
I mean, AB can know in software you see this shit all the time. Okay. It might be like 50 lines of code that's in there somewhere that's been copyrighted. But you have to spell out exactly what the 50 lines of code in and why why are you suing these people? Okay.
Oh, they put it in the comments. If you're using somebody's code, sometimes they put it in the comments. This is
Yeah, they
copyrighted
put in the comments whatever it is. What the thing is, when it's a lawsuit, they spell it exactly why they're suing you.
code.
They're saying the lawsuit is because their failure to implement lawful controls.
Okay. They have to spell out what the lawful controls actually are.
And they're talking, and it basically is about the switch. So
It's basically about the switch. Okay. What?
This is the problem that Glock can solve, but has chosen not to. The features of the Glock pistol design make it especially susceptible to modification, to modify, to be easily altered to prevent that modification. Instead of taking reasonable actions to address, Glock has made reprehensible business decision, continuing profiting from the sales of its easily modified gun to the civilian market.
And that's the newspaper report. So you have to read the lawsuit itself to see what they actually want Glock to do.
Oh, that's actually in the lawsuit.
Okay, so they have to. So it's somewhere in there. There's technical details about the switch, the wanted modifications, and something they're not doing. It's in there somewhere.
And there's only but so many modifications you can do.
We don't know that unless you are an engineer. You don't know that.
Because
are you a mechanical engineer?
no.
Okay, then you don't.
And there's only for any machine. There's only but so many modifications.
Yeah, there is only so much modifications you can do given a device. But the thing is, you don't know what those modifications are and whether they can be done or not because you're not a mechanical engineer.
And the craziest thing about it, you can only do but so many. Like
okay, one thing they can go to the Department of Justice and say these motherfuckers are building a weapon that can be easily modified. It needs to be off the market. They can actually go do that and take them off the market.
And
They could say for safety reasons because these things would be easily modified, and Glock's design is to the such where you can actually put this shit on the street and people can modify it. They can actually go to the DOJ, have the shit taken off the market.
But that's the part of the lawsuit. It's like, okay, we're gonna sue them for this. I'm like, okay, if they found out they've actually made the modifications, you're like,
Okay, let me explain this to you. Okay, this is how the law. This is how legal shit works. Okay, if I'm doing it right, okay, and I say that my shit is being modified, just like I'm selling the drug, it can be modified for X, Y, and Z. In other words, the shit that you're selling can be turned into fentanyl or whatever, right? Okay, and I'm saying you need to do something to get so that these precursors can't be modified and put out onto the street. Okay, and you saying, well, technically we can't do it. Okay, fine. You technically can't do it. That means you sell an unsafe product. I could actually have your shit taken off the market.
all right.
Done.
And this is the whole thing about those. Like I've told you before about these things with these lawsuits.
And
Even if you have these modifications in, that would never be enough for them.
it's like a drug or a vaccine that can be modified into something else. Okay, it's called public safety. They can take you off the market for public safety. If it's deemed that your product is out there, can be modified and deemed unsafe, they can take it off the market.
I'm gonna show you a couple of the suits they had before because there were similar suits to this.
Okay. I mean, okay. The thing is, I mean, we can do it, but thing is, you're going to have to get down into, instead of the broad overview and the abstract, you're going to have to get down to the details. What is it that they're not doing that they've been asked to do? Okay, to modify their shit. And are they saying that is Glock saying that they cannot modify it any further? Is that what they're saying?
No, they just brought up the lawsuit because it's pretty.
No. Is Glock saying that they cannot modify the gun any further? Is that what they're saying?
No.
Well, then Glock can modify the shit. So how come they don't?
No, because we got to go back further into it.
No, you don't.
When I'm talking about reading the fine print,
you can read the fine print. Thing is, they have the legal right in the state of Maryland to ask you to modify shit they deem unsafe. Okay, they do have the legal right to ask you to do that. Either you can or you can't. And if you can, you need to comply with what they want. Okay, that's what the lawsuit's for. These are not Rudy Poo consumers suing you. These are state agencies. Okay, they have the force of law. They can actually go back to this to your assembly, whatever. What do you call your assembly in Maryland? That your
state
senate, right? Hey, man. These motherfuckers say they can't modify this shit. This is a dangerous society. You need to pass law to get rid of these bastards. They can do that.
And I don't even think I'm looking at the case right now. Glock has not replied because it's so recent.
Okay, they haven't. That's why you have to look in the details. Basically, if this is an ongoing thing, you got to look in it. What you haven't answered is what is they really want them to do to modify this particular device that Glock either can't do or won't do. And that's what we haven't determined.
Or at least what they claim they haven't done.
It doesn't matter. They have to. It doesn't. You have to read the claim. It doesn't matter whether they claim it is not true or they claim it is true. It doesn't matter. What are they asking them to do?
I just read what they claim.
No, you didn't. Okay, there's a technical thing there's a technical difference between what Glock puts out and what the state wants them to put out. Okay, there's a technical difference in between somewhere, and that's what you haven't said what that is.
I've talked about the switches and the modifications.
What modifications do they want them to make to the goddamn switch?
They haven't said anything. They just basically put in there they want it to make it not be easily modified.
Okay. You know what? Forget it, man. Send me the lawsuit so I can read the motherfucker. Okay.
I'll send it to you.
I have enough shit to read, man. Y'all have to learn how to read this shit, man.
I've read it.
No, you haven't.
I've read it because that's basically what it is.
So basically, when you put out a fucking lawsuit like this shit could be 100 pages long. Have you read all 100 pages?
No.
No, then you haven't read the whole. You haven't read the whole lawsuit. Okay. You read the abstract, the overview for the public. Anyway, what else is on the
All right.
docket?
Let me finish playing this video.
Because I don't want to argue about this shit, man. Because basically, last
They
time we
are
argued about this,
getting
it was a
their
very good
weapons
reason why they
into
did what they did.
military-grade machine guns, rocket-fired, shoulder-fired rocket-propelled grenades, grenade launchers, rifle, grenade launchers with the 40-millimeter rounds. They have all of that stuff, and they didn't get it from U.S. gun stores.
Yeah.
So just keep in mind that that's from Central America and from Mexico's own armories. So
Okay.
Mexico is the chief purveyor of this fraudulent narrative, political narrative. So that, I guess, if I was going to end with anything, it would be that they're very well armed down there.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Very well
So-
armed, and they're prepared to fight to the end. These guys are not. They're a lot of things. They're evil. They're demonic, but they're not cowards and they're not quitters. These
yeah, I've
are
been funny.
dangerous people.
The
They
banks have
will
been
fight
funny
to
motherfuckers
understand
for
that.
20 years. I want to hear this shit.
When
They've been
the
funny
army's coming
motherfuckers
down. This is
20
like
years.
Fort Apache to them. They realize they lose this, they're out of business, and they don't intend. They have control. I would argue, Todd, you know it better than I do, but I would argue almost that Mexico has devolved to be a narco, and anarchy narco state. They control it, and they're not prepared to give it up. Your
No
thoughts, sir?
shit.
Right. Well, remember that Donald Trump has his finger on the tariff button, and the Mexicans have, maybe 3 weeks left to show some results. So they are under the pressure to do something, some kind of show and tell, something that tells Donald Trump, we're doing something that you like, so that you won't push that tariff button. That's 25%. It's going to send the Mexican economy into a recession fairly quickly if he pushes that thing. So their hugs, not bullets. I mean, Trump is basically pressuring them into reversing that policy into a bullets, not hugs policy.
Yeah. He's not looking for hugs. Todd, your social media, where are your ratings right now?
That was it with that. Like, hey, BGS, another plane has crashed.
Yeah, I heard about Delta
Yeah, it landed
Toronto?
upside down.
in Toronto. Was it a Boeing?
Yeah, hold on. I got
Yeah,
the video.
Adrian did put it out. So
Yeah, they've been having power with Boeing before Trump got it.
I know. It has nothing to do with him. That's just like the helicopter shit wasn't his. Had nothing to do with him.
Yeah, apparently that lady was flying like higher than she was supposed to be.
Higher than she's supposed to. Wear night goggles, all the shit you ain't supposed to do, especially in a high traffic area like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Why are you doing training like that in a high traffic area? It doesn't make sense. But it is what it is.
Because I'm an independent. Let me shut
No.
up.
That's a military thing. Okay. But as far as the remember the Fast and the Furious shit back under Obama. They've been funding the cartels and sending weapons down there, man, for the past 20 years since basically Bush 1, Bush 2,
Mhm.
should say. It's not new. When they moved the drugs from Latin America up to Mexico, they changed the flow.
Okay.
So basically,
My fucking God.
yeah.
Yo, I was just on this fucking plane.
How many people? Did anybody survive?
Yeah, people got evacuated off the plane.
Yo, I
Oh,
was
okay.
on this
Oh,
fucking
good.
plane.
Good.
Good job by the pilot.
Drop it. Come on.
Good job by the pilot.
Don't take it down. Take that phone away.
Good job, pilot.
The irony is it came from my state.
It doesn't matter. The thing is, it could have came from anywhere. But the thing is, good job by the pilot, man.
Mhm. Well done.
They're well done. Yeah, they landed that bad boy upside down, and people survived. Good job. So
I'm like, they must have some issues with their GPS systems, or
No, it had nothing to do with the GPS. Basically, this is a mechanical failure
Because
that caused the plane to flip upside down like that. Basically, that's almost impossible. But
Hey, AL, come to my channel. The link is there.
yeah,
Oh,
good-
I got him. I got him. Is he, is he
you
at my
got him?
channel?
Yeah.
it's a good job.
Everybody, whatever perspective channel you watching, please hit the like button. We got 44 watching. So whatever channel you on, please hit the like
Yeah,
button.
yeah. But the biggest thing in the biggest thing that Trump is doing as far as this kind of crap is basically sanctioning the banks to handle the money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the cartels are like fucking like cockroaches, man. Okay, you cut off the bank as the source of the money, they're going to dry up and go someplace else.
yeah, they're Hydra.
I wish they were Hydra. They're not even that sophisticated.
Hey, BGS, is my character dusty enough?
Not
Not
quite. No, he looks clean cut.
Oh boy.
What's up, AL?
He looks too clean cut.
What's good, good people? What's good? Hey,
He needs some dirty ass dreads and a beard.
God damn.
That's the type of men they look for. I'm convinced.
Disposable. Yeah.
I'm just convinced they look for these type of niggas.
This is, this kind of sort of frustrates me. This is something that Bill Clinton caused when in '96 when he started sending all these
Heifers at school.
low class chicks to school, right? To get a degree. Now you have a degree, but the thing is, you're still an 85 ratchet,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna and basically you still have an
And still
appetite
dumb
for
as hell. But yeah,
you still have the appetite for the same kind of guys that you grew up with, okay, that imprinted on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when Dr. Thunder did his thing, I never got disgusted at somebody's live stream in a very long time. And it's not at Dr. Thunder. It's at the video he showed. And this is the video back in the 80s from, I guess it was CBS.
Oh, yeah.
With
Oh,
the
yeah, I
pregnant-
played that.
with the pregnant girls.
Yeah.
But the girls who he were either pregnant or
Yeah, that's
had
PBS.
children.
Yeah, PBS.
Yeah, that was CBS because that was back in the early 80s, right?
The mid 80s, 86.
Mid 80s, because I remember
On channel.
I thought that was on CBS. If not,
Yeah,
I thought that.
That was on it was
it
Bill
was
Moyer.
PBS and PBS. And
Okay.
I remember watching it when it was first out when I was a kid. And of course, during that time, I didn't understand it fully, but I knew something was like weird about it because I guess I was one of them people, who understood more than what their age allowed to a certain extent. But when you become a fully realized adult, some things just burn your grits, man. I've never been so disgusted. Like you literally picked the dude, the worst person you could ever fall to buy, and you're upset about it. But it also goes back into what type of, when you did the stream about, I forget what type of I forget the actual vernacular that was used, what type of lover or victim they play. They can't have a relationship without drama. That one.
Oh, masochistic. Yeah.
Yeah, masochistic. And I'm like,
emotional masochist. Yeah.
and that I had to tell my mother one time about that. Like, you can have a conversation without drama.
Yeah.
I've never seen a black woman have an enjoyable conversation without drama. And that.
Yeah, emotionally masochist. They have to be victim. They have to play the victim role, and that's what I think. What's the name? Maggie was talking about masochistic feminism.
Mm-hmm.
Wounded feminism. That was the word. Yes.
Did you listen to, by chance, while you was? Thank you so much for redoing that video for me.
Okay. I sent it to you, right?
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Yeah. I think I'm sending you the old, because I got the newer version of the program. I think I'll send you the old version of the program that still has the audio bars.
Okay.
What kind of machine do you use? A laptop or what do you use?
I got a MacBook.
Ooh, yeah, I think it'll work. Yeah. You can get
Did
the
you
match
listen
work.
to her Insanity?
I did, and she's okay. To me, Crystal Kennison is a semi airhead. Okay.
Mhm. Thank you
Person.
for saying that. Finally,
Okay.
somebody agrees with me.
Just because she basically she uses a semi Valley Girl uh, black talk doesn't mean that she's as intelligent as she thinks she is. Okay.
Don't talk about
Hello.
literacy like that. Oops, let me shut up.
Why not?
And that's how come
Here's another one.
she's never really addressed me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And she won't.
because I'll read her. Okay. Chick, I know where you grew up. I know the area that you grew up into. You like 13, 14. I know what Lancaster's like because my kids and kids' mom moved there. I know the area. I know what goes on down there. Don't BS me, okay? And the white people that you hang out with are middle to lower middle class folks, okay? They're not upper middle class. I went to school with upper middle class white folks, okay? And I know the difference. And the college she graduated from was right down the street from my middle school. Okay, so I know Loyola like the back of my hand. So I know every place you've been. I already know the area. Okay, so there's nothing she can tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and she admitted about her leanings because when she got out of college, she didn't pick a white dude. She picked black dudes. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's your imprint, and to say that you prefer white guys is bullshit. Because you out there because you went out there in Lancaster, which is a mixed environment. Okay, because black and white people moved out there. It's a mixed environment. Okay, if you wanted a regular middle class white guy, you could have stayed out there in Lancaster and got one. You could have gone. You didn't have to go to Loyola. You could have gone someplace else. Okay, you had to pay all that money. You could have stayed
Don't
out
forget to
there.
donate $1.
So what?
Don't forget to donate $1.
Oh yeah.
Oh, a swear jar.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's $1.
jar implemented. What?
I think that's so cool right there, man.
Yeah,
Snow
that
Aid.
is,
I'll cash app it to you.
I've cashed that.
You gotta put your cash app up.
5, so just in case I have 4 more times.
Yeah,
I
Snow Aid.
didn't know there was a swear jar implemented. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's funny.
because
think
Bay
that's
got
so
his
brilliant.
channels taken down, so we're trying to be as
Profanity is not a reason why they take your channel down, but
I've been trying to tell these people this, BGS, but you can't cuss, you can't this, you can't that. As long as it's not threatening.
You tripped over. Okay, if you do political talk, there's lines that you can cross and lines that you can't cross. Okay, you got to be real. You have to have enough gravitas where they really don't want to mess with you, or you're going to have to learn where the lines are as far as doing political talk. He was taken down for political talk. He wasn't taken down for swearing.
Well, it could have been worse. They could have done one of your episodes where you had the cable man clip your internet cable.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Amongst other things.
Is that the 202 area code?
I haven't seen a 202 in a while. Okay, I used to get it like just before I went on. I used to get a 202, but I haven't seen a 202 in a while.
Yeah. I saw a 202 today, and it was funny. It was.
Well,
funny.
you're in the area though, so that's probably not.
Yeah, it was funny because I forgot it was for an interview, but I'm like, you got one for me this time. You got me to go to the country, okay? You need me back.
Yeah, let me go ahead and tell people to come over and join me.
Mm-hmm.
So get some people over here. Where do you want me to send them?
Actually, you can just share the screen. Actually,
Send them to my channel.
To your channel? You want to send them to your channel? Okay.
Yeah.
We got a couple of people from mine. We got AL who came over from mine.
actually came from mine.
Gamer. We got a couple of people from mine too. Trev, what's up? We're doing this. We're doing the Justice League and Avengers version of the War Room.
Oh, hey Charles. Let me put since you up here, let me play your introduction. Hey AB. I got to get an introduction
Yeah.
for you too.
Okay. Then-
That's such a nice picture. It almost makes me want to get an earring.
I'm gonna steal that owl video from Art.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best one. If they hear that one, they'll know who's coming up.
Babe, you can steal a copy of my avatar. Just use that as my intro. I'm cool. Put whatever you want to put behind it. I don't care.
So, and so what are we talking about? We still talking about the cartels? Really, if you shut off the money, you shut off the cartels, man. You know,
Well,
they're reversing all this crap that's been going on in the last 25 years.
Mhm.
That's what he basically was saying.
Yeah, and really, you put the banks on notice. They can stop half the stuff.
Basically, we were talking about Pam Body before.
And
But,
How she's going after these people that's going after that stop trying to stop the deportations.
you know what? I mean, she can. She can't really legally. They cannot interfere with ICE. Okay, as far as deportations. Okay, that's how come they. I don't know why they're. I don't know why they're trying to obstruct it. Makes no sense. All of this political grandstanding for the most part.
Mhm.
And all he has to do is back up what Eric Adams was saying. Cut off their money. Okay, as soon as a lot of them left, as soon as Eric Adams started cutting off the money,
Mhm.
they bounced. Okay, you're not gonna live in New York very much. If you can't work, you can't eat, man. You're not gonna be in New York for very long.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm glad we get on the bus.
That's Obama spent very little money deporting people. You know what he did? He cut off the work permits.
and they deported themselves.
In fact, you know what? The funny thing is, I wish I could find it. Right, where the border patrol was stopping buses going into Mexico to pull people off the bus to send them to jail. Okay,
Wow.
because they were headed back across the border. They were pulling people off the bus. Okay.
Mm.
It's not that hard. The thing is, he's giving some of his Republican buddies a little grace to get their act together. It's because they know they're using these people to work, and they know they're using these people for low wage labor. Okay? And basically, this is something Obama found out because Social Security actually complained about it. There's too many people on one Social Security number. They know where these people are.
Mm-hmm.
And what he doesn't want to do is start going after the employers. Okay, that's what he doesn't want to do. So this is the easier, more or less painful way to do it. Okay,
a less punitive way.
I wouldn't do it like California. Okay, we want to keep our illegals. Fine, keep them. You pay for them. No more money. Okay. In fact, all that welfare money, if you're gonna start pulling some of that back. Okay. The federal aid, welfare money that normally would go to your citizens that you spend on other people, pull some of that back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'll flip California in a hot minute.
In a hot minute, even the Latinos will start turning these motherfuckers in. You need to go back across the border. You fucking up my money.
Speaking of pulling back and cutting, have y'all seen? I don't know if y'all watch John Oliver. John Oliver did a thing on Elon Musk last night, and about how him and Dulce have been single-handedly. They got the people in the government who's working there. They're literally scared right now because they talk about this man is coming in there and he's got people who just graduated high school, people with criminal backgrounds, youth criminal background. I mean, people not even 22, 23 years old coming in there and firing people, tenured people. And then it was like, we don't know what the hell is going on. He's got he holds the account to the Social Security Administration, and there's a couple more administrations. I mean, that he can single-handedly. That I'm like, and then he started talking.
So how come Congress is not stopping it so bad?
Because man, the way John Oliver was describing it last night, we should be scared and shaking in our boots.
How come if it's that bad? Congress has the ability to snatch the purse strings back. How come they're not?
Because like you just said a while ago, they reluctant and they trying to let him do what they try to
Now,
let this little administration do what they want to do.
they know this shit needs to be done. Okay, those kids that he put on there are hackers. Okay,
Mhm.
these are software geniuses.
Engineers.
Okay? Yeah,
Yeah.
They these kids have been doing this since they were 8 years old. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so just because they're not 21, 22, basically. Look at Jobs and Wozniak and what's his name from Facebook and all these people. They were in their teens when they started putting these codes together. Okay.
Mhm.
They're already 10 years
And
old.
guess what, AL? Guess what?
Yeah.
Congress didn't have his shit when Obama was doing this shit back in 2011.
Basically, Simpson Bowles went through all this shit. Simpson Bowles. If you go back and look at Simpson Bowles in 2010, 2011, the report they gave is pretty similar to this one. The thing is, and they told you we cannot keep kicking the can down the road way back in 2011, right? We're here in 2025, and guess what? Guess what Janet Yellen said before she left? Ain't no more road, okay? And that's Biden's Treasury Secretary. That's not Trump's Treasury Secretary, okay? Ain't no more road. Why do you think? Okay. Why do you think I played Swikert for almost 2 years?
Because there ain't no road.
Because Swikert's been telling you for years about this stuff, right? So anybody who's ever looked at David Swikert knows why they're doing what they're doing. And basically, it was one thing they're just going after Social Security, which they can't, okay? And everybody knows that they can't, okay? Even Swikert said the same thing, okay? They can't go after Medicare because they can't. Okay, so no, you can't. Medicare and Social Security and VA, all that kind of shit. That shit's locked in. You can't reduce it without Congress' approval. So
It just takes the congressional act for all that shit.
It takes the congressional act, right? So anybody that gets their Social Security check cuts off, they call their fucking congressman and get it reinstated because they can't cut it off. Okay, all they're doing is looking at it. They're not canceling checks.
If anything, you'll do. If anything,
Did y'all?
go ahead. I'll go
Now, Trump can cancel a check. Okay, it will take Trump's signature to actually cancel a check and cancel a payment. Now they're there to advise him. But y'all what?
Right. They had an advisory role in.
Yes.
Trump is pushing a button.
Yeah.
Did y'all actually see the findings of everything that you just named? Social Security, Medicare, etc.
I saw a little bit of it.
What he found was that it's about 34 million more Social Security accounts.
Yes.
Than the actual population of the U.S.
Yes.
And he released that either yesterday or today.
Yeah. So where's the money going? Either they're dead or they're illegal.
You say some of those people, some of those 34 millions, or if they were actually people, they would be over 150 years old.
Yeah.
And so it's colossal fraud going on with both of those, Medicare and Social Security.
Which Congress already knows. That's how come they're not saying anything.
Well, yeah, they know it. That's why, like I mentioned on the last show, Google says that in Washington D.C. Well, 3 things happen in Washington D.C. and I'm kind of connecting these together from kind of different areas, right? So one is a lot of properties is going up in Washington D.C. The average house value has dropped 134,000.
Really?
That's information. That's information from real estate people that have nothing to do with politics. But I'm kind of combining it with
if people are losing their jobs, guess what's going to happen to the property values in Washington D.C.?
Oh yeah. So the other thing is, Google has said in Washington D.C. that the search for how to get immunity and criminal defense attorney in D.C. has went up 500% on the Google search.
Okay. I'm sure there are people there that are When you drain the swamp, what happens to the swamp creatures?
They get exposed.
You get exposed, and
They
the
all
thing
start
is,
coming out.
it's not going to be everybody. It's not going to be most people. The thing is, it might be you.
Yep.
I mean, the thing is, they're not just they're doing it with the Defense Department about the $900 million black budget that the Defense Department actually has.
Right.
They just
We
got
need
another-
$50 million.
That's what,
One time.
and that's what Robert Reich said that Trump and Musk wasn't going to do a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, oh, he did.
Will he comment on that?
So has he retracted his statement? How come?
That's
The
what I
thing
need
is,
to
how
see.
Robert Reich solved this time. How come he didn't do it?
Oh,
Good question.
Now you know this stuff because you're part of Clinton's administration, okay?
yes,
And you
he
know
was.
this stuff. How come you never said anything about the black
I
budget?
wonder.
I wonder.
Oh, he
Well,
don't like
we
like
spent-
Trump and Musk at all.
He doesn't have to like him. I mean, I don't like the motherfuckers. But what does that have to do with the price of eggs or the price of tea in China?
He was a part of kick the can down the road tribe.
He-
At the end of the day.
Did Robert Reich stop the Glass-Steagall Act from going through under the Clinton administration?
Nope.
No.
No.
Don't give me that bullshit. Okay, there's some good things I think Robert Reich stands for, but the thing is, nobody, just like a pilot, right? Nobody's hands are clean. And the thing is, I told you guys even before the election time, Trump is going to get in, and especially after he got his ear shot off. Get ready because they're going to shake up a lot of shit this year, right? Didn't I tell you guys that? Okay, I said he's going to get. I said buckle up, right? Because Kansas is going bye-bye. Okay, buckle up. Okay, it's only been a month. It hasn't even been a month yet,
Yep.
and Kansas is gone bye-bye. Okay.
I tell you this much. When it come time for a natural disaster and one is about to come up pretty goddamn soon, you can't count on those 17,000 employees because he done cut them down to 300.
Okay. I mean, you can always hire them back as contractors.
Yeah, I mean they do that anyway. If you think
And
about
that's
it,
usually cheaper.
And
Yeah.
you cut them down to 300. You can always hire them back as contractors. Basically, they're cutting back and actually seeing what they actually need. So, this is very fluid.
Yeah, I don't know why people
It's only been a month because they scared people to begin with all the propaganda. So now that he gets in, now, oh my God, look at what he's doing. I told you he would do this, and my God, America's going to hell.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
He already
you
said
told
he's
us he
gonna
would
do
do this shit. He told us he would do it. Hey,
Yeah, he told us he would do
He
it.
ran on this shit.
He did.
He's keeping his word.
He ran on
They-
the first. He ran on the first term. I'm going to drain the swamp. He didn't do it, did he? I said, okay, well, he's just bullshit. This time he drained the swamp. Oh shit, he drained the swamp. Yeah, he told
Maybe
you he was going to do that.
He wanted to get elected.
2016.
But yeah, they do that anyway in the government. Where they use a lot of contractors, whether it's the Census Bureau, FEMA, based on demand of what they need. And I'm pretty confident that, I mean, look, I'm not saying that Musk is going to have anything to do with it, but Musk showed you that was possible. This man cut 75% of Twitter staff, had Twitter running more effectively, and added new features to the mug.
He replaced people with bots, AI bots. Okay, and he downsized it and he brought back the right amount of people. They used to call it right sizing back in the 90s. And basically, this is something they've been holding back for the last 10 years by holding on to people. So, and now you're up against it. There's no more can to be kicked down the road. There's no more road. Okay. And basically, your Treasury has said it. Okay, your Fed has said it. Now your president is putting some teeth behind it. So get ready. Okay.
And happy birthday to Aqua Dragon 88. Woo!
Happy birthday, bro.
I'm gonna play this video.
Mm-hmm.
yesterday gave us
some information on that. We're just wondering if there's some proof, evidence. Is the White House willing to share evidence of those fraud claims, or can Elon Musk come to the briefing room?
Is there a way you could turn it up?
Material evidence
I think that's the
Sure.
report.
I would love for Elon
Yeah.
Musk to come to the briefing room. That's why we had him go to the Oval Office yesterday, where I think he provided great answers. He was speaking in layman's terms, speaking common sense to all of you in the media, but also to Americans at home. But I would say especially to all of you in the media, because I think it's a real fallacy that there's this alleged lack of transparency when it comes to Doge. President Trump and Elon Musk have been incredibly transparent on what Doge is doing. There is an X account with the Doge handle. They are tweeting out what they are doing on a daily basis. They have a website where they are posting the receipts of the contracts that they are reviewing and the payments that they have stopped from going out the door. The secretaries of our departments have stopped from going out the door. And I would also say that before it was Elon Musk making our government efficient and accountable, it was some unnamed bureaucrat that none of you knew. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He's also now one of the most highly scrutinized men in the world alongside President Trump because of what he's doing and the access that he is allowing. So there's great transparency. As for the actual receipts, we are happy to provide them. And I actually brought some today because all of you know I love to bring the receipts. We have contracts upon contracts that we can send and provide this information to you. Let me be very clear. We are not trying to hide anything. We have been incredibly transparent and we will continue to be. These are screenshots of contracts that Doge found across our government. This is a DEI contract, $36,000 for U.S. citizenship and immigration services. That is against the president's policies and his America First agenda. This is a $3.4 million contract, a Council for Inclusive Innovation at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Department of Commerce, another DEI contract that Doge identified. I can continue to go through these. Oh, I love this one, $57,000 for climate change in Sri Lanka. What is this doing to continue the interests of the American people? Absolutely nothing. These are the line items across the federal government that Doge is identifying daily. They're moving very fast. There's a lot of paper that we can show you, but we're happy to do it. This administration has been more than transparent about what Doge is doing. And here's one of their tweets that they posted about the mine. I believe this is in Pennsylvania, where the federal employee retirement system is being processed. Did anybody know this was even happening in our country before Elon Musk talked about it in the Oval Office yesterday? A lot of Americans didn't. So we are providing transparency and accessibility on a daily basis when it comes to Doge.
Yeah, I knew it.
Sound cut out.
Yep. No, it was over.
Yeah, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been transparent. They say that they're not. It's not true.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're lying.
I mean, they
that's
say anything.
disinformation.
They just grasping for straws at this point. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they so damn sad. They're on the international farms. They're in farms that ain't got nothing to do with the U.S. African farms, Canadian farms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. What do you guys think about the current administration? I'm so sorry, guys. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic.
They have to go over there and cry because, you know, they try to do it over here. They falling on deaf ears. Hey,
Don't
he ain't
forget,
playing with you.
and don't forget, we need $50 million to send condoms to Gaza.
Yeah. If all the condoms actually get there.
Mm-hmm.
Say, all I know is if we ever get Democrats get in the White House again, I know what type of business I'm gonna start up. LGBTQI sensitivity training coaching.
ABCD. I'm gonna start up a secondary security company for feelings.
Oh my God.
You're gonna be getting phone calls at the yin yang.
I know, right?
As long as I get the money out the yin yang, that's what I need.
This where the money at right here.
It's called for BS.
My feelings is hurt. I need you to come secure my feelings right now. They need protection.
We got you right now.
So that's the two liberals you got right now. You have the whiners, and you have the I told you so. Mm-hmm. I told you Trump was gonna do this.
To tell you, bitch. I tried to tell you.
We should have done a better job at administrating your for 4 years. It would never happen.
Yeah, yes, you
They
see my-
even turning on their own now. I seen one black chick. She was going in on Carvel. Because Carvel was I posted that in Edward's chat. I don't know if you've seen it, but Carvel said Kamala, putting Kamala as a nominee was like the Democrats our football team putting their 7th-string quarterback in the game.
You got this. Do it for the Gipper.
That is true.
Hey, hold on 1 second. You got 35 people watching on AB Media, and he only had 28 likes. Can you get his likes up, please? And hold on. Likes are free. We're not asking for donations. And can you get my likes up? I appreciate it. Only at 17. They're calling themselves the 92%. Yeah.
Yeah, I hit 500 views.
Wait a minute. Wait. 92%. Also, they're the 92% who voted for a drunk AKA. Okay.
Good for them. Stay over there.
You see our latest video? She drunk in the mud.
Yeah, and she's sad, man. She got bounced. I'd be sad too.
Well, yeah, that's true.
She was so close to all that power and just fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line.
She was never ready.
Wait a minute.
After those,
hold on. Wait a minute. AL, that's assault to the 1 yard line. She was at the 50th.
She was at the 50th.
Yeah, she was never ready. You really realize how bad she was when you see those. I don't know if y'all saw those behind the scenes from her. I think it was a 60 Minutes interview.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, they had those?
Man.
Yeah.
They
had to release them because Trump pressured them.
Yeah.
She's worse than I thought after watching that.
Oh yeah. We told you. We tried to tell you that she's that bad.
She's produced who I always thought she was, unprepared.
Yeah. What the Dennis Green says, she is who we thought she was.
She thought she was gonna come take the final. Let me dress up all cute, my AKA apparel, and they'll pass me. No, bitch, you got to take this test. You got to take it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't blame her for having confidence. They had the money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much more did they outrage Trump? What?
We had Beyonce.
Yeah.
What I find funny is some of these butthurt blues going around here crying about must raised $200 some odd million to help Trump win. I'm like, you guys spent $2.6 billion on Kamala, still lost.
Yeah.
$2.6 billion. And lost 20 million of it. Oops, did I say that out loud?
And the old theory and adage was he who accumulated the most wealth and donations would obviously be the one who won, but it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this video.
Okay.
Hold on.
Introducing the Onion, the non-lethal self-defense platform, lightweight and simple to use. It uses an
doctors and pharmacies don't care about you. Stop trusting in the medical industrial complex.
You've done some amazing work looking at some of the potentially unconstitutional behavior of administrative law judges. And now we have some U.S. district judges who are telling a sitting president his team can't look at executive branch data. I'd like to get your thoughts on the judiciary and whether there's a wake-up moment for it in the soon. And could there even be impeachment proceedings against a few of these judges?
I think what you're saying is that the judges themselves recognize that they're on thin ice and that their decisions are most likely going to be reversed on appeal, but it's a waiting game. It's a matter of time. Can they throw a wrench in this administration, in the momentum that they have been moving forward with, and stop them from being able to enact some of the policies that we all elected President Trump to implement? So that's really what I think you're seeing is a concerted effort where they are judge shopping. They're going to jurisdictions where they know they've got a friendly person on the bench, and they're going to enter whatever decision is necessary to stop what it is, whatever the issue at hand is. I find it shocking that they are now saying judges are actually involving themselves in what needs to be stated on federal websites. I think that just demonstrates the absurdity of what these courts are doing, that they're going so far as to dictate what the president of the United States can have in terms of websites. There's nothing that requires the website at all. Yet, according to these judges, if it has anything to do with their pet projects, they are not going to allow him to change policies. That's clearly so far outside of their jurisdiction, and it's also contrary to what the Article 2 says in the Constitution.
And I think so many Americans have been, it's been a shock to the system to see this, because typically the standard for judgeship is that you don't even donate 1 red cent to any political cause, anything that's partisan. And now we are finding judges out there whose spouses, whose children, in one case, benefited from programs paid for by USAID. In the case of one of President Trump's judges, obviously his daughter's relationship with a marketing campaign that rallied against President Trump. Is it audacity that caused them to think that they could get away with it? What is it?
Corruption. I don't think that I would use the nice word of audacity, although I think that that definitely is a part of this. But I think that there is a level of corruption associated with government largesse anymore. Just as if you watched the interview yesterday in the White House with Elon Musk and the president and Little X, what you saw was an issue that I think is very, very important, which is there are civil servants, there are so-called public servants that may make $150,000 to $200,000 a year, yet have amassed tens of millions of dollars in terms of wealth. Samantha Power, who was the head of USAID under the Biden administration, is a classic example. She was making a couple of $100,000 a year. Her net worth before taking this position was in the millions, which for a public servant, I can't understand that. While being the head of the USAID, her net worth just absolutely skyrocketed. And I think that that's what you're seeing. You talked about the judge in New York who handled the fraud case with President Trump. His daughter made millions off of the fact that she was working for people like Adam Schiff and other Democrats. Her entire business model was attacking Donald Trump. And her father refused to recuse himself. So having practiced law as long as I did, and especially in litigation, I can tell you that I'm actually very shocked at what these judges are willing to do. Number one, with refusing to recuse, and number two, step over the line with them dictating what policy is. I think something else that it demonstrates is that the fact that I've been screaming about the over-bureaucratization of our government and the fact that it's the unelected bureaucrats that are running things, I don't think there's any better example than what these judges have done over the last couple of days of saying it is the bureaucrats that are in charge, not the elected officials. Again, I think we're ultimately going to win this, but I think it shows the hubris and the absolute amount of money that can be made off these various NGOs and having the proximity to power.
You hear me?
Now.
We got you.
Yeah, I had to turn my mic off while I was playing. Now you want to get no reverb in it. Hold on.
You telling me that I can't go put my kids in a sweet spot while I can make millions, even though my paycheck said I'm supposed to make at least 100,000? That's some BS, man. I don't know how un-American that is to cheat, not to be able to cheat off the American people who tax dollars. They're not being right.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
I just think it's actually rather hilarious.
Let's see, where's it at? Where is it at? Where is it at?
Yeah, so the Fox News interview with Trump and Musk I believe is aired today.
Oh, did it?
Supposed to air today. Yeah, I remember they said it's supposed to air next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched it yet, but that should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, how many bombs can they throw?
Well, don't seem like they're stopping anytime soon.
Excuse me.
So Baghdad.
It's like
man.
every day. It's we got Blitzkrieg going on right now.
They're like Scooby Doo Mystery Inc. right now.
Yeah.
I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you bureaucrats and your damn Republicans.
Mm-hmm. No, I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling Elon Musk.
Those kids, that he has.
Those meddling kids.
The meddling kids, yeah.
You're lucky we ain't got that island anymore because I send you kids there. Oops.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I know they
Yeah,
have
just
it.
when you think they can't get any crazier, they find something else that they were wasting money on.
What's that?
No, I was just saying, just when you think it can't get any crazier, you wake up the next day and look, they found something else they waste our money on. Pitiful.
Oh, so my bad. Tomorrow to air it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Meanwhile,
just
you
wondering.
got-
I was gonna say this real quick. I'm just wondering. At some point, they knew he was gonna throw Thor's hammer into the mix. You gotta be a complete and total idiot, or just pound for pound oblivious to think this wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, but they didn't think he would aim for the head, though.
Mhm.
Well, you remember what happened when Thor got his second shot at Thanos?
Yeah, I aim for the head.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say
But do you think it was arrogance or stupidity?
Probably both. I would say both. But, BGS, go
I
ahead.
did a taste of both.
Mm-hmm.
Just a touch of stupidity, a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I mean, I guess there's always that doubt. It's like, okay, nothing happened in the first term. What? Oh, my friend, you forgot.
They knew what was coming. They knew what was coming.
Remember, second verse, same as the first. A whole lot rowdier, a whole lot worse.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rocky road. I've already buckled up, so you know.
Yeah. Like I said months ago, I have my popcorn, my buttered popcorn ready.
I'm actually happy for this because now you can't utilize all this crap that you've been doing for years. It's one of those things where you're gonna have to pay what you owe. And for the longest time, people were not. You're gonna have to have an accountability. Oh no, you know that bad word that modern women don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said,
Accountability. What's that?
Like I said last week, Charles, this administration almost gives me hope for America. Almost.
Yeah, well, basically, it would have had to have been done anyway. Okay, Kamala Harris could have delayed it, but she's gonna have to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she could have sold it either. So.
I mean, basically, at some point, the money's gonna run out. Okay, well, then what do you do?
Mm-hmm. Ooh. You're in a Kobayashi Maru situation, if I'm not
Yeah, basically, she's gonna have to do it anyway.
You either tighten your belts now or do it later.
Or have the whole train come to a crash.
Mm-hmm. Or you do like Kirk and find another way to get it done.
There's no other way to get it done.
I know.
Personally, I think that Kamala would have just let it crash, to be honest.
I don't think she's that smart enough to do it.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let the whole system crash and burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just until we can no longer keep going into a deficit, pretty much go bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how that scenario plays out, but I do not think that if she was elected, she would have been actually trying to cut costs.
You know what? If she would have got elected, the first State of the Union address would have went like, To my surprise, 100 stories.
I was born in a rich family, and well, yeah, my mother got a job, and I forgot the story now, but whatever.
Middle class upbringing.
Boy, you know her origin story better than Batman and Superman.
Damn. Sorry, I'm late.
Somewhere in the alternate universe right now, someone's going through Kamala presidency.
Ain't that about a bitch? That's the biggest. Ain't that a bitch situation?
Swear jar.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, that's $1.
Oh, I forgot. I'm apologizing. All right, I'm gonna send that later. I owe Snowman $1.
That's a hilarious video though.
Yeah. Snow aid.
Mm-hmm.
That's $1.
You know what, Louis? Maybe you should hit me with that Bill Duke line after when we go offline.
All right.
Thank you.
But then Bill Duke will have to pay Snowman too.
I said when we go offline. I said when we go offline.
Hey, BGS, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Hakeem Jeffries will ever amount to anything as a Democrat leader?
Why is it when you have to blackmail Democrats, man? Have to face something tough, they start crying. Okay,
yeah,
crying.
They have no backbone, boss. They have no backbone.
Come on, man. You can do better. You can actually show more strength than that.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on him for opposing Trump. I'm hating on him for being so weak. What leverage do we have? Oh my gosh!
At the House, the White House, the Senate, the Congress, we can't do anything.
And I'm just sitting there like, in any other circle, the man would have kicked you out. Maybe is it because I'm using logic, BGS? Okay.
It's just a performance, man. That's all. It was really what it is. Okay. They've been code switching for these white ones for so long. That's the only way they know how. They all do the same shit. Okay.
You got to fly under the radar, so to speak. But how he conducts himself behind the scenes.
Yeah. Let Becky get out in front and fight her own battles. Okay.
Oh yeah. Let me say get out there and fight that.
That's what gets me upset about this whole DEI stuff. They ain't have a damn thing to do with us. And damn is not a cussing word. It's in the Bible. Anyway, it doesn't have a damn thing to do with us. You know, it doesn't benefit us not. So I don't care. Let her and her white burning broad ass, which is also in the Bible, deal with her own flames. I don't care.
You know what, AB? You know what, Charles? If you're gonna be cursing, ask me to get the sound effects for you. I can use that. I know some people can be total.
It ain't cursing if it's in biblical text. But anyway, this is the saddest part. I see numerous amounts of black women fighting over DEI, and you never benefited off of it. It's numerically impossible for the average black woman, hell, even the 1,000th black woman to benefit off of it.
Well, why are they fighting so hard for something they really not benefiting from?
They're doing the bidding of their mistress. That's what they're doing.
They gotta do the bidding of Mrs. Cartwright.
How many white women have you seen out in front fighting for DEI?
Shit, zero.
So they
that's $1.
They send Keisha out there to do it.
And she's dumb enough to do it.
And happily ready to go.
Keen information right there.
Yeah, the handmaiden duties, exactly. Handmaid's Tale, right? So I put it out there. We put out those chicks fighting for DI, Handmaid's Tale.
What you say, BGS? That's what makes them fail white women.
That's it. Yes.
Actually,
That's
I
two
gotta
things
debate
I haven't
BGS
seen.
about that. I got to debate BGS about that a little bit. They're more like
Go ahead.
failed white. They're more like failed white men to me.
No, they feel white women. They want to be white women.
All day.
They want they're masculine because they're masculine to us.
Oh,
Okay, which is because they want because we're not strong enough to make them victims.
ah,
So
We just don't choose to beat up on them.
So basically, they want to be masochists, but we're not strong enough to make them make them victims, so they become sadists. That's when their masculinity turns out because they don't respect us
okay, that's my decision.
because we're not
You
white.
gotta beat up.
Go
You
ahead.
gotta make me respect you, black man.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
I'm
gonna
gonna put
make
my hands on you. How about that?
Okay.
Who gonna check me, boo?
There's two things I haven't seen. Haven't seen a pregnant Asian chick in America, and I haven't seen a white woman fighting for DEI in America.
You mean an illegitimate Asian pregnant woman?
I have never seen a pregnant woman. Period. I mean, I know they pregnant. I just never seen one.
Oh yeah, okay. You just never see it. I mean, basically, once they cover
They
up,
keep
'cause
them in the house or some shit.
No, they're so small you wouldn't even know that they're pregnant.
Wait a minute. I guess the only time Jesse's ever seen a pregnant Asian woman might have been one of Ali Wong's comedy shows or something like that.
That's the only time I seen one.
Well, you got to think about it. They do everything involving sex and reproduction very businesslike. You know, as soon as they have a baby, he's working the sewing machine.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You sure you're not getting it mixed up with Latino ones?
No, the wrong sweatshop. But
okay.
Wrong sweatshop. Okay, they're so businesslike. I bet you that gestation is only 5 months. Good God. No. 9 months too long.
9 months.
Maybe too lazy then.
Or South Asian. 9 months is too long for a baby to be gested. 8 months maximum. BGS.
4 months old and I was walking.
Excuse me, Master Teacher.
Uh-huh.
Since you were talking about the failed white woman concept and everything, that had me think about something. Are you familiar with a film from the 1930s and 40s called Imitation of Life?
Yeah.
Because I think that's a movie that should be brought up, maybe behind the paywall.
I mean, that has to do with passion. They did a recent movie about I forget what it's called. I think it was I think it might have been called Passion, about the same thing.
Yeah, I remember that movie. It was involving what's her name? Tessa Thompson and a few other people.
Yeah.
What's the name? One of the Skarsgård brothers. Yeah, so yeah, those are very important. But Imitation of Life, especially when it comes to identity and passing and being failed white women, that's the unique ones right there.
Yeah.
Who you call it a failure?
I think they're becoming more and more obvious with it because of the internet. They're lying about it less.
Yeah. In fact, I think of another. I think it was a movie or a TV movie. It was starring Halle Berry called Queen.
Yes.
That was a good one right there as well. You passed and you're a failed white woman, especially like when she got involved with somebody and they realized she wasn't what they thought she was.
Yeah.
Oh, so she was.
Raven Simone played the younger version of her in that one.
Oh, so she was a Temu version of Halle Berry.
Child version, but yeah, I remember like there was that scene where young Queen, played by Raven, she was being taunted by all the dark-skinned slave kids saying, "You're like one of us," and she's like being teased on. She's like little, and she has a doll and everything. They're like, it wasn't until her father, the slave master, comes up and just tells him to get. Then she just has to comfort her and everything. That shows you the dilemma right there. Confliction of identity, the conflict of identity and whatnot.
Yeah, so it's like
there's a similar film I remember like that. It's called Queenie. It's a British one. It's about an Anglo-Indian woman. What's her name? The young woman who played like Matthew Broderick's love interest in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one. She plays that character, a young lady named Queenie Kelly, who's Anglo-Indian, but she passes for white. And this is like India in the final years of colonialism, going into pre-1947 and post-1947, and how she has to flee India and goes to England to reinvent herself and hide the fact that she's part Indian, and that whole concept of passing right there. Really good movies to check out.
You're not going to tell me. Who's going to check me, boo? I'm right if I want to be.
Well, if you're an albino, I just got to say, hey, more power to you.
I know I got power. I'm educated.
You know what, BGS?
What?
Considering, I'm suffering from vitiligo, you might as well call me an inadvertent failed white man.
Yeah. You're outside the paradigm because you're African.
That too, but we do. But we have
You guys have your own version of colorism.
Yeah. Ours goes back to slavery. To East those in East Africa, it goes back to the Middle East slave trade.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's a word. There's a word we have where I'm from. It's baria, which is our way of saying slave.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, watch my mouth when if I've used that term. But I remember there was a legendary Eritrean singer. His name was Yemane Gurumikael. Yemane, which means comes from the word Yeman, which means the right hand of God.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Gurumikael means the work of Saint Michael. Anyway, he was dark skinned, and growing up, that was his nickname. But he took it and owned it. So everybody used to refer to him as Yemane about it, but I refused to use that term. But I understood why he got that nickname. But his music really influenced me because we're like really patriotic, whatnot. In Israel, the racial term they have for black people, they use that as a nickname for a certain Israeli. I forgot who it was. But you see how, like, in context, how those terms are used, and how they can be like switched and whatnot. I mean, like Chappelle's show, the N-word.
Okay.
How they use that,
Hey,
like
Louis,
that.
I got something to share.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, go ahead. I'm done. Sorry.
I'm
Somebody
still
read out my hashtag while you're at it.
still laughing at that family.
Oh.
Where's the blacks for Trump? You guys sure are quiet now. You are the descendants of the slaves who told, there they are over there, massa, right over there. Those are your people. Where
You
y'all at?
sound like a descendant of a slave.
Still supporting white
Sound like
supremacy.
she didn't know slavery was emancipated.
Such a fucking disgrace.
Sound like
You're not near night, BGS.
yes, it sounds like she's on the plantation.
Yeah.
Everything I do, boss.
Yeah, that's why I said maybe you should look in the mirror first. Still supporting the party that was started by a slave owner.
Yeah.
You know,
They don't talk about
I'm
that
gonna-
part of the history.
By the
I
way,
didn't vote for whoever the master tell me to vote for.
AB, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but with that beard, first of all, man, you might as well either change your name to Henry or Pendergrass. Because that's a unbelievably good looking beard you got on, fam. I got beard envy, man. I got beard envy. I can't. This is come from a man who can't grow a beard to save his life.
Oh, well.
Well, don't East Africans really don't grow beards like that, do they?
Nah, not really. Not really. Certain tribes can. I don't know. For some reason, it's skipped. It's like on my dad's side of the family, most men can't grow a beard to save their lives. So most of them just keep a mustache. Me, I just keep it like a goatee and a soul patch.
Yeah, I'm starting to see the wisdom hair though, but it's part of getting old.
Hey, you ain't getting old. You're getting wiser. You're getting more seasoned.
Yeah, that's what old people say.
You ain't. You know what, Charles?
No,
bless
they go for that nigga too, or he must have forgot.
No play for Mr. Gray. But
Man, I got a couple grays. I got a couple gray hairs, and I'm like, I'm feeling a little salty right now.
I'm doing pretty good hiding them, man.
Man, that's interesting.
He said like Lori's.
Excuse me, Flores? I don't get it. Let me enlighten me here.
Salt and pepper.
Oh, okay.
Seasoned salt.
Oh, okay, seasoned salt. That's salt and pepper and whatnot. I mean, because like
salt and pepper beer.
I remember. You know what? I don't know.
Hey,
Refer to. Go ahead.
Hey, BGS, I don't know on West Coast, what is the prices of the eggs out there by you in California?
About $7.50 a dozen.
What?
Yeah, that's like that here. A 30 pack of eggs is like $20.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, I've been meaning to ask you about that, Louis, because like also BGS. I wonder if you guys have been also keeping track about the whole issue of bird flu.
Yeah.
Because remember, it goes back to like 2022 when they found like case of bird flu in certain Texas plants and how it spread to other places.
Yeah, somebody's telling me this stuff has been enhanced. Otherwise, it's bad. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm hearing.
Which
And they
you
say
know,
it's
It's
against
about
the milk too.
it's about $6 here.
Oh wow!
So
you know
in
what?
Texas,
Mhm.
at one point, whenever I come back to the United States, I normally get like a 60 pack, and I'm staying for like longer than a week. And it was like $9 at Walmart, and I just
Walmart
checked
be reasonable.
today, and it's $20.
You know, shout out to my Baltimoreans. I think I got the bird flu.
Good Lord, you know.
I was selling packs.
Yo, good better. You know, to not have Charles. Oh, that's how we say God. God have mercy on your soul.
Dang,
which
and that's
means
the
get
great
well
value
soon.
eggs too. That's messed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's a great value.
What? Oh, the double carton?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like man, can I get some?
It's a 60 count.
Can I get some grade D eggs, man? Yeah, I don't really need them anymore.
Yeah, that's $30. That's $29 for the 60 count.
Yeah, they well, the last time I checked it was 20, but when I checked earlier last year, they were $9.
Yikes. That begs the question right there, and I hope BGS might just to pick BGS's brain, also Louis' brain, because you're on the front lines of all this. If you got this issue with bird flu affecting the supply of eggs and everything, imagine how bad this would be if we were talking about the price of poultry, meat, especially if there was like an outbreak of mad cow disease or foot and mouth disease and whatnot.
I think mad cow disease was
Well, a namer. Have you ever been in BGS's behind the wall?
Yeah, mad cow is with the brain. It's hard to detect.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Oh, right, because I remember in the 90s, I remember in Europe, they were battling mad cow disease. Also, they also had an outbreak of like foot and mouth disease as well in the 90s and the 2000s.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Also, I remember a similar thing like that happened in the late 90s in the Middle East when they were importing beef from East Africa. They had something called the East African Rift Valley virus. And a lot of people were like, you know, and I remember I got cousins in KSA at the time. They were telling me about that and how a lot of people were like switching to chicken and everything as a result, especially when they went to like to a fast food chain or something like that. Get the beef, replace it with the chicken. Greetings, Turtle Bitcoin. Good to see you there. And like, there have been cases of like some people had eaten contaminated beef and they were hospitalized as a result. So I'm not sure about but because of the outbreak, it really affected like certain countries like export or to the Middle East, like Somalia and whatnot, or Kenya and Tanzania. So that begs the quality. That begs the, like, there has to be better quality control, more better immunization and research to like prevent all these.
As far as American food supply, you can't sanitize it any more than you already have.
But just like we talk about people going to stem cells, there should be more encouragement for people who are in stem cells to go into like veterinary science as well.
They're there. The thing is, are they allowed to actually put these things out? Because you got people that are against that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
modification. Yeah, there's
Not
a lot of people
modification. I was
that is
thinking more like,
we're talking about stem cells. That is modification. Okay.
oh no, I said stem, not stem cells. I mean stem, sir.
Yeah, there's plenty of people that do this stuff. The thing is that there's only so much control that you can have over anything. Okay.
True. Very true.
Bird flu.
Yeah,
I mean, these chickens and are in these pens and it's controlled environments. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, swine flu as well. Let's not forget about that.
They said just in November and December alone, you had about 17 million egg-laying hens that were killed because of the virus.
Called the culling, Jesse. Or called
No, kid. Huh? No, this is a number. I understand that you called to spread the virus, but these chickens actually were killed by the virus.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This stuff came from Mexico. There was a virulent form of bird flu that came from Mexico, maybe starting like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. So it's been coming. Yeah, it's been coming. And then somebody saying this is gain of function enhanced, but who knows?
You might see a lot of people going vegetarian after all this.
Yeah, well, they'll adapt. Okay.
Yeah, you got to adapt.
Although we got white folks stealing eggs out of the stores and shit. So.
Oh yeah, I remember. Was it a store like it was in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Some folks were stealing like eggs out of the
out of the back. Yeah.
Out of the back, and there's security camera footage of it and everything. All the while there are farms in upstate New York who've had to undergo cullings because of the outbreak of the virus and everything.
Yeah. It happened.
People always adapt. I mean, if you go on YouTube, look at they have these older people that grew up in the Great Depression. That's like showing Great Depression meals. I was looking at that shit like, ain't no way, man. Ain't no way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a way if you have to do it.
There's
We survived the Great Depression by eating shoelaces.
Go back down and eating 1,200 calories a day. Okay.
Ooh, that's a scary thought. I mean, I remember there was on my Facebook feed. I used to follow this one individual. He's a little rainbow and whatnot, but he's a little eccentric, and he'd be doing all these he'd be trying out these recipes from the Great Depression and everything, and you'd be surprised some of the ingredients they use. And like when he tries it, and then afterwards he just be astounded that it tastes so good, like certain desserts from that era and what they use to improvise.
This food was purer back then.
Oh yeah, good point.
Especially when you had to eat shoe polish, you gotta make it happen.
Anything tastes good when you're hungry enough.
Yeah. You don't know what you haven't had good food till you had shoe polish chitlins.
Ugh. Having to eat the innards of a pig. I mean,
man,
I used to eat pork when I was younger, but I had to stop.
I always knew when Thanksgiving was because I could wake up to my father cleaning them chitlins.
You're Eritrean, right?
Yeah.
Do y'all also eat that raw beef that the Ethiopians eat?
Yeah, that it's like a delicacy, but more often than not, what we do is
stomach turn.
But what we do sometimes is when we slaughter sheep or goat, whatnot, we'll cut the meat into strips, right? And something called quanta. What we do is they take these strips of meat and they would hang it out to sun dry. And then
basically go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
And what we do is and they usually literally keep it somewhere indoors to keep it away from the flies and whatnot. And if they can't find any meat, from the butcher shop, they would take some of that and make that into like some traditional stews or whatnot.
Hey, Namer, you want to appreciate food very well?
Look,
eat MREs for 2 straight weeks.
let me
then
just
eat
ask
regular
him real
food.
quick.
Okay.
I just
raw
want to ask
beef,
real
I've
quick.
tried that one.
So y'all basically have the same cuisine as Ethiopians?
Yeah, because we're ethnically related to them. We have the same ancestors and whatnot. So,
Okay.
yeah. We just have different names for them because
Alright.
of what languages we use. You know? So same traditions, everything, because common ancestry going back to like the 10th, 11th century. It's like from then onwards we started to drift into these various ethnicities. I'm talking about the Semitic ones because oh no, we don't mess with the ham. We don't mess with pork mostly traditionally because
Hey,
our
Lewis,
forebears-
what do lamb chops look like over there?
4 lollipop lamb chops is $23. We start carrying whole goat now. We're carrying goat, especially for Eid. Ramadan is about to start, and with Eid, we're carrying like whole and half goats.
Make sure it's halal. They're very particular about that.
We get our meat from a certified halal distributor.
Yeah. And yeah, because like Muslims, sometimes Muslims, if they can't find a place where they do halal, what they'll do is, and it's permissible because halal means permissible in Arabic. Sometimes they'll go to a Jewish butcher shop because kosher is halal.
In my store, we have a section in the meat department separated a halal meat case. We have a halal grocery section, and we have halal deli meats where we get from. There's a brother in the city. He has his own halal cold cuts.
MashaAllah.
Because we support a lot of the people locally, distributors. So we have halal cold cuts, halal meats, halal products, everything.
Yeah. You also have kosher as well?
We have a small kosher section because we do not have a predominant Jewish area. The area I'm in is African American, Hispanic, and a large portion of the African American clientele is Muslim. So we have a pretty big Spanish and halal section.
Fair enough. Because like there's some people who practice halal as kosher. It's almost similar. So.
And what's funny, in our bakery department, we got some of our bakers. They make the bean pies and the squash pies. The guy is part of the Nation of Islam, and they use the recipe. And our store, we put it down, correctly.
My brother.
The only thing we don't have is the final call there.
I can help with that.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro. Did I hear you straight? You said squash pie? I heard a bean pie. I can deal with a bean pie, but
Yeah, squash pie is real good. Get some butter pecan ice cream. Bam.
Nah, you lost me with butter pecan. You better get some damn
my
he
younger
lost
brother
me
loves
with
butter
squash
pecan.
pie. He lost me with squash pie. So
We got sweet potato pie, squash pie, bean pie, all that.
Don't y'all be hating on my butter pecan now.
don't be hating on that.
damn ice cream. Butter pecan could go to hell. Okay.
Any bean pies, brother?
You lost your black card, Charles.
I don't like butter pecan. I hated it. Ever
Hey,
since.
Lewis.
My mother gave me that stuff, and I hated it ever since. Just like the
Listen,
beef barbecue
Lewis,
chips.
do y'all have
go
any
ahead.
of those bean pies?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, cool.
You know what? I swear to God, I just noticed this.
She must have gave you a bad batch of butter pecan. I don't
No.
understand.
Jesse sounds like a brother from the nation. My brother. You got any bean pies, baby?
We got regular bean pie. We got blueberry flavored bean pie, cherry bean pie, and
Damn, the
Oh, I didn't know they
nation
come in different
has
flavors.
expanded. have expanded their flavor profiles in this month.
You know, you're gonna get
Say it's 2025. Y'all thought we just got the regular bean
2025,
pies? Oh no, brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
listen, look at
bean
Bay.
pie.
I miss bean pies. I'm sure you do, bro.
finally got a piece of the pie.
I remember, what was it like?
No, we don't sell cream pie. We regular cream pies in a section, but not that.
Get your mind out the gutter. Get your mind out the gutter, folks.
They sell cream
Mrs.
pies.
K's.
Oh Lord, please, help us.
We're
Help that
talking
poor
about. We're not talking about banana cream pies either.
Oh,
Lord,
he want that. Oh, go to
oh,
X videos.
Lord, help us. Help us, help us, help us. Help us.
And all of a sudden, he disappears.
You know, help us because BGS hit the poof. I'm gone.
Yeah. Where's speaking of which, where
Wait, hold
is
on. Let me
the
play
name
him taking off. Hold on.
Okay.
This is BGS taking off.
Oh shit! You gotta show me how to make that. That shit was too fucking cool.
Where, dog?
That
Cap
shit,
cut.
that shit was too cool right there.
I need to see what this cap cut is about. I keep hearing.
Man, I'm gonna have to
Cap cut,
download
cap cut.
this shit because shit. Give me some. Excuse me.
Is it on the App Store?
I paid the $5. Okay, so
Or you do it on desktop?
On my phone. Cap cut
Alright.
on the phone.
All right.
You can do it
Oh,
on
by the way, Jesse.
Yes.
Since you were asking about like Ethiopian or Eritrean cuisine, you ever heard of something called in Amharic it's called edge, but in Tigrinya we say mies?
No.
If you've been to an Ethiopian restaurant, you know what that is?
Yeah, I've been to many Ethiopian. I've had a lot of Ethiopian food.
You ever tried it? Have you ever drank? No, but this is a drink. Have you ever tried it? It's called edge in Amharic or mies in Tigrinya.
No.
It's a traditional honey wine.
I'd like to try some.
No, I'm sure.
I mean,
Best
I
time to use-
mainly had like the the staples,
Yeah.
the injera.
Yeah.
What is that y'all eat on New Year's? That chicken with that brown stuff.
It's called Zigni in Tigrinya, but in Amharic they call it wat.
Yeah.
Sometimes they substitute it with sometimes they
Soda
substitute it
wat,
with
I think it is.
meat. Yeah, wat in Amharic, but Zigni in Tigrinya.
So that with the chicken and
The egg, yeah.
just eggs and the little brown sauce. And
Yeah.
I've had like the veggie. A lot of them sell like a veggie plate with the injera
Alicha.
and
Yeah.
a bunch of vegetables.
Mhm.
And I've had Ethiopian coffee, which I'm not a big coffee
Good
guy,
one.
but it's pretty good.
Oh, I gotta break down the etiquette on that one for you, fam. But I can only do this like in my native Tigrinya. You have to understand you have to take part in either in the first round or the third round or in all three rounds. You cannot have it until you can't be two and like I'm out. So if you say you only want to take it the first time, you can just say aul, and you don't have to take part in it afterwards. But there's a whole ceremony, everything that goes with it, and there's a level of etiquette to it.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like the restaurant owner, the particular restaurant that I went to in New Orleans. I mean, she told me the stuff. I'm not gonna remember it. I'm more of a I would have to do it a couple times to kind of to imprint in my brain basically. But it's a whole ritual, man. The way the way she was pouring the coffee and all this type of stuff. It reminds me of that scene in what's the name of that show? The Japanese show Shogun on
Shogun. Yeah, the
There's a
traditional
scene-
green tea ceremony.
Yeah, have you seen that? So that's kind of how the coffee. That's kind of how the coffee ceremony was at the.
I remember I had to give up coffee about a decade ago for like for health reasons and whatnot, caffeine and everything. But I remember back home in Eritrea, like when I came home, like from the cyber cafe, because that was the only time I could, you get online and whatnot. When I came home every Sunday at high noon, my grandma would be coming home from church. My mom and everybody, they'd be taking part. My dad also, they'd be sitting, just having traditional coffee, and they'd be having like either hambasha, which is like this particular kind of bread we make with raisins and such in it, or like popcorn. And we just and we just talking about it. Sometimes when women come together, they have to drink, they have either tea or that traditional coffee, and they just converse amongst themselves, and really lively and everything, and just the ceremony and everything, and just just conversing, having a few laughs. Sometimes the men also, when they discuss among themselves while enjoying the coffee. It's a very really big family thing. And that goes back to like our ancestry and everything, because some of the rituals involved, they go back to our pagan ancestry. It's really interesting to look at. I mean,
it is interesting because it's like it's a lot of Eastern cultures in like Africa, Middle East, parts of Asia, where it's like tea and coffee is like a real big deal. It's a big part of their cultures.
I mean, like for example, like at an Eritrean wedding, traditional Eritrean wedding. I mean, among my tribe, they have the ceremony on Saturday at the church, and then afterwards they have like this big brunch, and everybody's like having like traditional coffee and whatnot. And then later that afternoon they have a celebration at the bride's family's home, and then on Sunday they got to shift it over to the other family. But they always start off with traditional coffee and whatnot, that little brunch and everything. It's a beautiful thing to look at.
Yeah, it's cool. We don't really care as much in America.
Yeah, but in fact, when a woman gets married, if I'm not mistaken, one gift like the bride of the bride's mother will give her is her own traditional coffee set with the cups and everything, and the little grinding grind and hammer that she needs to traditionally grind because some people don't grind it by hand, but in a modern family, sometimes they'll use a traditional coffee blender, like one of these little small portable coffee grinders, to grind the beans and everything after they roast them. It's a beautiful thing, Man, you got me all nostalgic.
I see. Mm-hmm. Well, I rocks with that Ethiopian food, man. Y'all got some pretty good food,
Yeah. That coffee's pretty strong. I remember when I was younger. Because I remember it was like, well, we finished basic training and whatnot, and the men and women were allowed to interact with each other. I remember I was drinking coffee with everybody, and I was like, 16, everything. Everybody's like 17, 18, and some of the girls, they learned how to do the traditional coffee from their moms and everything. And everybody got worried about me.
Hey, Lewis, I'm about to cut out. You have a good night.
Oh, yeah. Good night, AB. Stay safe. But like I said, they got worried about me because, I'm 16 and everything, and they thought I was a lightweight and everything. They said, yo, be careful. That coffee, because it's really strong. It's going to hurt you. It's going to like make your heart pound hard, son. Be careful a little, man. Now, even my relatives, they got a little worried about me at the time. It was like, no, I'm cool. Just make sure you drink some water as well. Just to stay hydrated and whatnot. Because that coffee can sometimes work as naturally a laxative and such. Especially like sometimes they would give you that traditionally if you're dealing with like some, digestive issues and whatnot.
It's a natural diuretic.
Yeah, or especially if you're dealing with like diarrhea or something like that, they give you that, like a really strong strong concentrated cup of that coffee, couple of it. They even let you have some sugar to go with it. Clears you out.
It's a hell of a diuretic, man.
Yeah, it works better than Drano. It's like it clears you out like Drano to yeah. I remember like I don't know. Have you ever tried shito? It's like a orange kind of stew they put with the injera. It's really mild.
No.
Oh, it's like they usually eat that like when it's like during Lent or something like that because it's very vegetarian and everything.
Yeah, OG. I think I've seen it before, but I haven't tried it.
the OGs, you know what they do sometimes when they're eating it, just to spicing it up because they can't put the traditional like chili powder in there. They'll grab like one of them long green peppers, and while they're like taking like handfuls of injera with that, they'll bite into a green chili pepper, raw, washed and raw. They'll bite into those green chili peppers. To a green pepper, and that just like spices it up. I mean, I've seen my grandma just bite into a green pepper like that. Like, yeah, they're good.
Well, it's good for cleaning your blood out.
Oh, it's also good for your digestive tract, man. Just because, like, all that's the seeds. They clear out any issues in your intestines. But understand, just be careful because your gut is gonna be singing that old Ohio Players song. You know what I'm talking about?
It's good for eliminating parasites.
Yeah. Fire. Burns out one end, burns out the other. Used to see like, was it Thai food, Indian food? Same thing.
I want to be free.
No, I want to be free. Fire.
Oh yeah, I know what I'm saying. Because you're gonna be free.
Oh, in my case, it'd be like instead of that, I'd be playing Disco Inferno by the Tramps. Burn, baby, burn. After that, forget the toilet paper. Soap and water. Hop in the shower, soap and water.
It becomes a military operation after that.
Love, glory. Oh, this is interesting. What he's saying here. Love Glory says, prior to the 2024 election, the economy and immigration were the top voting issues. Competent FBA men voted for Trump because he promised mass deportations. This Doge stuff is a distraction. Oh.
Well, that's part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're spending so much money with this DEI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then again, I gotta play the devil's advocate. Charles, you know me better than me like that. You know where I'm at when I say this. But as much as you focus on what that right hand is doing, don't keep a good watchful eye on that left hand.
Oh, yeah, it's not about solutions, it's trade-offs. Do I get out of this?
What's he say? What's he say? Detro, you ain't doo-doo on that one, but you, damn.
Oh man, it becomes a military operation after that. Out of the shower, dirt, oil, olive oil.
I don't know about dirt or olive oil, but out the shower, just soap and water, because you're too tender back there after the flames.
It's a military operation after that one. He's probably taking a dump and it sounds like the theme song to The Price is Right. Bam, bam, bam. Your feet are up in the air like a roller coaster ride. You need somebody to hold your hand and tell you to push. Oh, it's really bad.
Man, I remember. Charles is gonna clown me for this, but you know what?
Oh no! Don't tell me he passed off the bowl. He passed out on the bowl, y'all.
No, it's okay. No, Charles is gonna clown me for this. I need to get clowned on it once in a while. This is how much I love Charles as a brother, man. He's gotta clown me like that. I need to get clowned on, and his humor always gets me laughing so hard I end up with 6-pack abs. But one time I had like mild case of food poisoning. And I was like Gus Frings when I had to go into the bathroom. That scene where Gus, took out the Don and everybody by, spiking the drink. But he had to excuse himself at the bathroom. In my case, what happened was it got bad, but I knew what I had to do. So I grabbed my phone. I went in the bathroom. And just to maintain some sense of calm while I was going through this, I opened Spotify and I started playing Daft Punk's Around the World.
Oh.
So, and I'm bobbing my head, and I'm staying on the beat the whole time.
Around.
You know, I'm just bobbing my head, bobbing the head, hurl, bobbing my head, bobbing my head, bobbing my head, dry heave, bobbing my head, hurl. And I'm just glad I'm just glad, you know, I had to do that just one time. Because if I did my business, I had to go back there a second time, I know I would have had to play one more time by Daft Punk the second time around.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just glad I got it all out my system. But yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. But you know, but I stayed on the beat. I didn't lose the beat.
Might have been the first man to give birth, you know.
Oh man, it's interesting how you have to deal with all these problems, but you know, we find ways to battle and overcome all this.
Oh yeah, just like you know, I always wondered, like, when eggs become this. Who ever thought eggs would be this damn expensive?
I mean, I'm glad we don't have that. We don't have that same problem up here. I mean, but I understand, like, you gotta be careful with the quality of the eggs, like who's buying what. I mean, when I buy like my groceries and such, when I get here, first thing I do is like I wash all the canned and jarred goods, because I don't know where the jars have been and everything. And when I buy eggs by like in these cartons that hold like about 1.5 dozen, and I make it a point just to wash the eggs afterwards.
Well,
Wait,
you know how to buy a can, right, Neymar?
The cans?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
If it's bulging at the top, or
Mhm.
if a can is bented on the side of the seam of the can, do not buy it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't mess with. I'm very careful and look at the cans and
You
jars.
can get
when I-
botulism.
That's why I'm thankful. Like, you know, growing up with my mom and I used to go grocery shopping with my mom. I learned the importance of that. I also remember like when I used to go clothes shopping with my mom, you know, about the art of haggling and such. Even though that technique does not work here, but also understanding like quality, clothing, food stuff, and everything. Learned that from
Hey,
my
Bay,
mother.
do I need to call the police for a welfare check on you?
No, man.
What do you mean, palm? What is he talking about?
Oh.
What is he saying? I think it's the what? That's killing my insides. Is he doing? What is he talking about? Is he all right?
Hey, Bay, get some Epsom salt,
Though.
some warm water, and just take it down.
And some warm towels for the midwives to hold your hands, put around your heads.
Pepto. Oh, okay. What is palm juice?
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate.
Oh, pomegranate. Oh, you gotta be careful with certain things. I mean, like there's certain things there's like certain things you can only have like as a delicacy. I mean, let me give you a prime example. Like in Eritrea and Ethiopia, like every summer they harvest prickly pears, where like these cactus fruits.
Or.
Yeah, the cactus fruits. You know? And you got to be careful when you eat those. You can only have like 1 or 2 on any given time. 3, 4, whatnot, you're gonna start having, you know, like it's gonna, you're gonna have like upset stomach and everything, because the acidity of it and everything is just gonna really do a number on you. You just upset the pH value in your guts. That's why every morning I make it a point that like I grab a warm glass of water, I put some baking soda in it, and I drink that before anything.
Let me play this.
Y'all did all that shit about Elon. Talking all that shit about Elon, talking about Elon having y'all down and all that bullshit, like he give a fuck about the negative $3.42 that's in your motherfucking bank account. He don't give a fuck. Y'all did all that shit talking about Elon, but Elon the only motherfucker out this bitch trying to recover the goddamn money that they took from us. He the only motherfucker putting in work, and I'm talking about he running it down. He running that bitch down like a bloodhound. Y'all doing all that motherfucking talking about Elon. Y'all let these motherfucking aristocrats get in y'all head that y'all data is so motherfucking important to Elon because they don't want Elon in their goddamn business. That's what it is. They don't want Elon digging in their shit because they know that they got $100,000 salary, but they net worth is $10 million. How the fuck that work? What you been investing in? Let me know so I can get with the program. But y'all doing all that. Don't y'all letting these aristocrats get it in y'all head, but they steady uncovering where the money been fucking going this whole time. They want y'all to get on y'all. They want y'all to get on their side because they know Elon finna figure that shit out. That motherfucker ain't bullshit. Y'all wasn't worried about your data getting breached when Apple had your shit, when Google had your shit, Netflix had your shit. Shut the fuck up. Just shut up and just enjoy the money that's finna get ready to start coming around. God damn.
Have you noticed that you've seen more black men become more outspoken?
Yeah. But I have to question that sometimes because you got Elon in there. And my thing is, when you're doing these oversights and everything, you have to ask the question, who's keeping him in check as well? Because what is he accessing? And does he have like an ulterior motive? That's why I said, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he's like whatchamacallit? Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan, yeah.
You must have committed great sins for God to unleash a punishment like me.
That's one way to look at it. But it's not just what's going on, but you have to also wonder what else is he investigating, and how does that benefit him? Sometimes you can't always take everybody, at face value. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said like watch the left hand as well as the right.
You got to understand something, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Trade-offs,
yeah, but what is the trade-off? And how big
trade-off is he going to make more maneuvers for him politically and technologically, of course. But this is what happens when you can't house your own damn follies.
Yeah. And like they say, what goes around comes around, and how much will this come back to bite everybody in the rear end? Because I know I'm on the outside looking in, but I'm like looking at this not just in the immediate, but also to consider the long-term ramifications of all this.
Long-term ramifications. You might actually save some damn money.
See, the thing you got to realize, Naaman, is before Elon Musk was doing this, it was an unknown bureaucrat that was doing something similar. The only difference now is that you actually have a president that is acting on the advisement of Elon Musk and the rest of DICE that's doing the auditing of these particular administrations within the federal government. So there's already several videos of not only Obama in 2011, but Bill Clinton and Al Gore back in the 90s that were saying they were going to do the same thing, which Obama actually did go through with some of it. And the Democrats didn't have that same energy that they had for Trump when Obama did it. The matter of fact, Doge, the actual department that Doge in is actually a department that Obama created back during his administration. Which let me see if I can find a video. If I
appreciate that.
Somebody doesn't mind sharing. I think that'll
Sure.
be. I'm not sure if
Bring
I
it
shared
up.
before.
Bring it up.
I appreciate you know what, Jesse, guys, I appreciate that, but I hope you can understand me being just this is critical and skeptical of all these things. You know, especially consider I understand what authoritarian. I've been through authoritarian rule and whatnot. You know, I've been through absolute monarchy rule as well. And I understand, like, you know, there's no joke with that. And watching things change, sometimes you gotta be. It's like, you know, like growing up, I remember I learned from my parents, you know, be prepared for the worst, but pray for the best. Well, we used to say hope for the best, but I say pray for the best, but be prepared for the worst. Hell, I'll even go as far as say, like, you know, sometimes I'm gonna rock the kilt so I don't get caught with my pants down.
Yeah, I mean, I agree
got
with
the
that.
video,
I
Jesse?
mean, I'm still trying to find it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Give
take your time.
me a
Take
few
your time.
moments.
Take your time.
Well,
'Cause
let me share this
This
right
channel.
quick
Go ahead.
while you find that.
Big retailers don't want you to have this zoom lens, but there's nothing they can do to stop it. So there's this.
Experts warn that a dangerous new scam is spreading fast in 2025. Criminals are now using.
Number one, there's a situation where the Bank of England, and people think, hey, the Bank of England is like the Fed, right? Maybe even more responsible. The Bank of England has been late or failed to deliver on some clearing of gold, and there's questions of, do they actually have the gold they think they have? Is there anything to this? Is this commitment they've had to clear this within the bounds of the time frame, or does something happen here with the Bank of England? Philip Patrick.
Yeah, we're working through it. It's certainly big news in the industry, but the Bank of England right now is under siege. The vaults are being emptied at a rapid pace. About 8,000 bars now have been shipped, and these are the big commercial gold bullion bars. We're talking 3.2 million ounces. That's the equivalent of South Korea's national gold reserves have now found a new home. The media latched onto this because Deputy Governor of the Bank of England, Sir Dave Ramsden, admitted that they wouldn't be able to meet the 14-day delivery requirement, which technically could be considered now a default. The lawyers, I think, will work through and settle that question. At the moment, London's saying they need 6 to 8 weeks to make a 2-week delivery. So currently, this is being described as a liquidity crisis rather than a solvency crisis. But on the other hand, the Bank of England has been begging nations whose gold reserve that they custody to loan their gold to the Bank of England. And that's obviously concerning in the current climate. It seems like when a liquidity crisis becomes a solvency crisis, we only discover the truth too late. So right now it is a technical default, not a solvency issue, but we're going to have to watch and see how this thing unfolds.
Well, hang on for a second. Liquidity crises are pretty bad when it comes. What is actually delivery? What is this transaction about? And when's the last time, bro, you're a professional of this, when's the last time the Bank of England couldn't deliver and had, we'll get to you in 6 to 8 weeks? That's a lot longer than 14 days, brother. What was actually this delivery on? And when Philip Patrick starts off, the vaults of the Bank of England are emptying even as we're speaking. Probably got the audience more worked up now than when we started. So walk me back through that one more time. I take it this interview is going to take longer than I thought. Start at the beginning. Take your time and walk through this.
So look, when we talk about physical delivery, we're talking about physical delivery of a commodities contract. 1% to 2% of contracts usually request physical delivery. But what we're seeing at the moment generally is gold is flooding out of London. And this was the center of the world's gold market. There's a number of reasons why, right? First of all, and sort of the overarching theme is just massively increasing demand. And you and I have discussed this. It's being driven by central banks and investors alike. Secondly, there's an arbitrage play here. And this is ultimately how markets respond to price dislocations. Right now, the gold futures price in New York is high enough over the London cash price that it's possible to rent a cargo plane, fill it with gold, and ship it to the US Commodities Exchange. This difference has always existed, but it's almost never profitable enough to warrant shipping. Today it is, because US demand is higher for precious metals, for gold specifically, than anywhere else, right? A bar of gold is worth more here in the US today than a bar of gold everywhere, anywhere else, making the trade profitable. On top of that, of course, we've got the potential of tariffs driving up commodity prices on all imports. So there's massive pressure right now to onshore product in anticipation of further demand surges. Look at JP Morgan. They just shipped 3 million ounces of gold bullion from the London bullion market to the US. That's the second largest gold bullion delivery in history. What this tells me, though, I think it's a reminder that gold is almost uniquely a physical asset first and foremost, not just a financial asset. We have to remember a lot of the trading we see in the gold markets is imaginary, right? It's simply made up. For some numbers, in London, there's 20 million ounces of gold that are traded every day. That's roughly an entire year's of production traded every week. We see another 27 million ounces trading every day on the COMEX. That's the entire world's production of newly mined gold traded every 2.5 days. Spoiler alert, there isn't that much gold out there. So as a result, 96% of the gold traded daily in London and New York markets has no physical reality. You could think of it as Schrodinger's cat, right? But the problem is, once the 4% of real gold has been delivered, what's going to happen then, right? At that point, it's a logistical nightmare. First of all, I think investors who think they own gold are going to discover that what they really own is an IOU. Secondly, I think we see a wave of defaults on physical gold deliveries. Remember, 96% of them are by definition impossible. And thirdly, I think those dynamics will amplify demand for physical gold, because investors will realize and be reminded that only physical tangible gold matters. It almost reminds me of the bank failures back in 2023, right? If I have $1 in my pocket, it's really $1. If it's in the bank, is it really $1, right? We already know that if everyone tries to get their money out of the bank tomorrow, the banking system will collapse, right? Because banks don't have it. They lent it to commercial real estate developers. And that's what the gold market is feeling like right now. Gold as a financial asset only really works as long as everyone agrees they don't really want gold, right? They want to speculate on its price moves. The moment people start demanding physical gold deliveries on their commodity contracts, the market falls apart. And I think we're starting to see the beginnings of that right now. So in summary, if you can't hold it in your hand, it isn't real. And we're starting to feel the effects of that.
You got yours, Jesse?
Yeah, put it in the back chat.
All right. Okay.
That was interesting. I mean, the whole panic buying, transport, and like, there's a documentary that's worth checking out regarding the Bank of England and everything, called the Spider's Web.
All right, Nam. I want you specifically to pay attention to this video, okay?
Oh, by all means.
Standing up.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to speak frankly at first to the American people. We're nearing $37 trillion in national debt. What does that mean? That means that each and every U.S. taxpayer owes over $323,000. Okay, what does that mean? That means when the EPIC, which is the Economic Policy Innovation Center, says we have 18 trillion left. That's it, 18 trillion left to take out, and we're spending $2 trillion in debt every year. Folks, we're at the precipice of a debt, we're like a debt cycle. We are literally at a point in which the dollar will be worth nothing. What does that mean? And we know Social Security goes bankrupt in 8 years, right? Medicare goes bankrupt in 10 years. And then 15 years from now, the dollar is completely devalued and worth nothing. So what does that mean? That means your pension, the money in your bank, your savings is nothing. It's worthless. So what are we doing? We're trying to save this country. We're trying to save your pensions. We're trying to save your bank accounts. We're trying to save this country for the next generation. And it would be nice if we had help. But instead, we have people that are fighting us on this. And, I think that I would hate to be in the Democratic Party right now because you're in a really bad bind. You're having to defend all of this crazy spending, all of this crazy waste. So how do you do it? You do ad hominem attacks. You attack the messenger. Oh, Elon Musk, right? He's rich. He must be evil, right? That's the attacks. Really, you can't do any better than that, right? Let's talk on the policy. Help us. We're trying to save this country. This is what, and Elon Musk, who's making no money doing this, is trying to save this country. Why? Because he is invested in the United States of America more than anybody, right? So I think that we should embrace it. In fact, not a single company, governor of any state would ever turn down Elon Musk and his team of Doge from coming in and providing free services to right the course and financially in any state or organization. It's ridiculous that we would demonize someone that loves this country so much. Mr. Whitman, the formation of agencies via the executive action is not new, right? The formation of Doge is not new. Can you are you familiar with any other previous presidencies where they've formed organizations like Doge via executive action?
Yeah, so actually the agency that Doge is occupying is one that was created in a previous administration. So it is something that happens routinely. But I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, there's been the Office of Budget Management was created, Environmental Protection Agency was created, the U.S. Digital Service, which is now Doge, was created all by executive order, right?
And actually one other I'd add is USAID was originally created through an executive order by President Kennedy and then later formalized.
And then, Madam Chair, I have a video I would like to end with that just, let's review, if we could cue that, to remind, and I want to remind my Democratic friends, at a point in which you once had the majority of the American people on your side, this is what your party believed in.
This report tells us how to cut waste, cut red tape, streamline the bureaucracy, change procurement rules, change the personnel rules, and create a government that works better and costs less.
I've read it, and where it says the president should, the president will.
Among the 800 recommendations, eliminating 12% of the federal workforce, merging some government agencies like the FBI, the DEA, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, closing hundreds of government offices outside Washington.
From the day I took office, one of the commitments that I made to the American people was that we would do a better job here in Washington in rooting out wasteful spending. We thought that it was entirely appropriate for our governments and our agencies to try to root out waste, large and small, in a systematic way. It means cutting some programs that I think are worthy, but we may not be able to afford right now. A lot of the action is in Congress, legislative, but in the meantime, we don't need to wait for Congress in order to do something about wasteful spending that's out there. We haven't seen as much action out of Congress as we'd like, and that's why we launched on our own initiative the campaign to cut waste. And we're going to keep on finding every possible way that we can do that, even if Congress is not acting. There you go.
Now, Naima, does any of that stuff sound familiar to you?
Yeah, absolutely. But
that is called checkmate of democratic hypocrisy, right there. That's what I call it.
No, I appreciate that. But I'm just saying, you still got to be critical of everything. You know what I'm saying? Or not? Or
Yeah,
do we have to take
I don't
everything?
disagree with that.
Yeah, that's my point. That's why I said, watch for the left hand as well as the right.
What's up, Rael? How you doing?
So I'm not. Oh man,
What y'all thought about that video right there, Lewis?
No, but what you said
Oh,
was on point, completely accurate.
Oh yeah, every president does that.
Yeah. So we got it, but it's just like the words
But
and
when it's
action.
the other side, it's not. That's not fair.
Nah,
If
I
it's
mean
not on my
because
team, if it's not my team doing it, he's wrong. He's bad.
yeah, it's the partisanism I got to worry about. I mean, I say that's why when I say Democrats, Republicans, two wings on the same vulture. You know what I'm saying? Or am I wrong for that?
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah, so that's
I
why
mean,
I say
and I think that the thing about the Trump administration to me is very different from any Republican administration. I mean, if you look at a lot of stuff he's doing, these are things that John F. Kennedy promised to do and got killed for promising to do them. You know what I'm saying?
just to
So, I
play
don't know,
devil's
he's
advocate.
unique. He's
Yeah,
very
just to play.
unique
Yeah.
politically.
Just to play devil's advocate in that clip, didn't W have a similar program? Didn't George H.W. Bush have a similar program? Didn't they have certain initiatives as well?
I'm not sure about that, but the point is, the whole point of those videos that they were showing is that, which I'm not sure if you're aware, but what Doge is doing, the Democrats are protesting.
Yeah.
You have federally, elected judges that were elected under Obama, that were elected under not Obama, under Biden, that are contesting. So you just had the contesting of them doing certain things with those that was just overruled by a higher court judge. And so that was the point, was to show the hypocrisy. Like, okay, you're saying that this is unconstitutional, yet your main men, Obama and Clinton, probably the two most popular Democratic presidents post World War II, outside of JFK, were doing the exact same thing, or were claiming to do the exact same thing. Because what Bill Clinton did with the Rigo report, he did the report, but he never actually went forward with cutting the recommended cuts on the report.
Didn't it? When was that? First of all, the RICO report. What year was that?
It's called the Ringo report.
Rigo report. When did that come out? When did that come out?
That report was sometime in the 90s.
If it was at a time when, the Republicans had control of the Senate or something like that, I'm sure there would have been some pushback and everything. Just like I'm sure, like with Obama, when the Republicans has had control of Congress. You know what I'm saying? You have, because you're going to deal with partisanism on both sides about this aspect.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I get your point.
Sure. I mean, I was a kid, so I'm not exactly sure of who controlled the House and the Senate during that administration and all that type of stuff. I just know that we seen the video of them promising to make all of these cuts, and from my knowledge, they didn't necessarily go through with it. But at the same time, I mean, I do think that Bill Clinton may have been the last U.S. president to actually have a budget surplus.
Yeah, that's true. Budget surplus. And then what happens? W takes over and war on terror and everything. And I'm not disputing your point, man, but I do have to mention that, the hypocrisy, the partisanism, it goes hand in hand on both sides. And
yeah, I don't disagree with that. I'm just pointing out what's
I
going
appreciate
on
that
with this particular administration.
But I gotta be skeptical about everything.
Because the Democrats are going crazy.
I get that. But
keep that same energy. Keep that same energy.
So are you talking to me, or are you referring to the Democrats on that one?
The Democrats.
Okay. You had me confused for a minute, but like I said, I just got to be skeptical because it doesn't matter who's in the White House. One way or another, y'all gonna get screwed one way or another. Just like I know, like in any democratic society, one way or another, that's the trade-offs. It's like when you fight like boxing, man. Going against a southpaw and going against the orthodox, there are trade-offs. Different trade-offs, just like you going against.
So what is the negative? So what, in your opinion, are the negatives to what Doge is doing?
Considering who Musk is and how much he benefits from, because remember, a lot of his fortune comes from government contracts. Just like same thing with other people in Silicon Valley. How much access to information relating some of his competitors does he have? Because as much as he's doing it for efficiency, there's always going to be an ulterior motive with certain individuals. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention and also you got to also consider his influences in other in other democracies, in Europe and other places, which I notice, and I'm just keeping a very critical eye about.
I mean, what
things that you just
what information does he need that he couldn't get when he was being the founder of PayPal? What information could he get that he didn't have access to that people voluntarily give through PayPal and Twitter?
What do you know about corporate espionage, Jesse?
Well, just answer the question. And then
I'm answering the question. I can't really exactly point my finger to it, but are you familiar with the term corporate espionage?
Yes.
So in a way, if everything's on the up and up with Doge, I say, hey, more power to him. But if something's but there's some backdoor shenanigans that we don't know about. Because who's oversight? Because yes, they're Doge is doing what they're supposed to do, but who's making sure that everything they're doing is on the up and up as well? Oversight and everything is the question.
Who's watching the watchdog?
Yes. Because sometimes you never know if the watchdog might be part fox or part wolf. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm pretty.
We got to have
sure
checks and balances here, right? Or am I wrong for that?
No, you're not wrong. Well, what I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that there is a subcommittee on Doge that is having oversight.
All right.
And as the press secretary said, Doge has been transparent, extremely transparent.
Yeah. Perceptions are always, perception is reality and everything. But
We have in the U.S. government, we have what's called the Committee on Oversight.
All right.
So you do have subcommittees.
Wait, who are the people on that committee, by the way?
I have no idea. I know the committee exists, but who are the people? I don't know. Maybe that's something you might have to look into.
All right, we'll check it out. Hey, we can do it together, as a project together, maybe. Oh, by the way, Rael.
You always have,
yeah. By the way, I just gotta say this, Rael. You wrong for that for your thumbnail, man. That picture of Drake and Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, oh man, you just gotta ruin the bromance like that. That's wrong. But anyway, like I said, always got to be watchful what's going on. Can't take anything. That's why.
Here we go, right here. Let me see. We put that in the chat.
Let's check it out.
The Dodge Subcommittee, United States House Committee on Oversight and Accountability. accountability. for
Can you
Doge.
put it in a link so we can watch it, look at all look? Can we have it look it up on? Or can you put a link in the back chat so Louis could just show it? And we building here, folks. I'm not trying to fight Jesse. We're trying to build here. Sometimes I want to be proven wrong so we can figure this out.
I mean, I don't think this particular subject is a matter of right or wrong. I mean, I think we both agree that it should be oversight, and you should have a healthy amount of skepticism. But for me personally, even though I don't see the motive for any of this stuff, for any of the worries that a lot of people have, it's still possible. Anything's possible.
I'm not saying I'm worried. I'm just saying, you always cannot take anything that's at face value. You know what I'm saying? I got no horse in this race, but I'm just watchful of everything because you never know. Always got to be watchful of your surroundings. Also, sometimes you got to be watchful what's going on your block. You can't just be worried about what's going on your house. Like if you live in a residential area, you got your own house and everything. Sometimes you got to be watchful of your neighbors. You got to be cordial with them. Sometimes you got to be, make sure that, everything's on the up and up, or like, not like you a nosy or something like that. Just, make sure none of that shit, none of that mess spills over. Man, that's who they are? Yeah.
Okay, so that's the subcommittee, the oversight that's working with Doge. All right. Even have the loudest, probably the loudest Democrat against Doge that's on that committee, Jasmine Crockett, as they've been played on several Black Manosphere channels.
Don't you just love political theater?
Doge.
Don't you just love political theater, Jesse?
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Wait,
so this is
scroll it up. Can you scroll it up?
Can
you scroll up?
Okay. Let me go back.
Thank you. Because I just need.
So what do you want to get to? The chairwoman? Is that?
Yes. Now, as somebody with a cluster B personality disorder and everything, when I look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, I'm like, yeah, you can see there's some kooky about her. Someone gives me the creeps when I see that phrase. But yeah, one of the biggest Trump supporters right there. Melanie Stansbury. She's Republican, is she?
I'm not sure.
Ranking member. What's her home state? Which state is she represent?
Mexico.
Which party? New Mexico. Which party?
Not sure. Doesn't say. Well, she's the ranking member. She got to be Democrat because if MTG is chairwoman,
she's Democrat.
Okay, so now you got somebody like a counterweight, something like that, like a counterweight and everything. Okay, you see, this is why I always intrigued about this stuff. But like I said earlier, Jesse, if you live like you live in a certain neighborhood, especially like a well-off residential neighborhood, it's peaceful, tranquil, but you can't let your guard down. Sometimes
you got 7 Republicans and 5 Democrats. So it's a Democratic person as a ranking member and a Republican as the chairwoman. So yeah, but this is this is the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. So they have several subcommittees here. These are the things that they are watching and regulating within the country. Government efficiency is the main one we're talking about. Law enforcement, military, foreign affairs, et cetera, et cetera.
Regarding the ones in the military, in the military one, how many of them are former servicemen and women? And I'd like to know. Hey, what's up, Art? Salam alaikum, Art. How many of these people are? Wait, Suhas. Let me read that name. Jesse, can you listen to me? Let me read that name. His name is Suhas Subramanyam. Okay. Subramanyam. Okay. Definitely South Asian.
So it looks like if you look at some of the medallions, it looks like they do have a bunch of
No, those are pins.
They may not all be veterans, but if you look at some of these pins are like veteran pins that some of these people have. I know
Or
for
there
a
might be
fact
for
that
their alpha. Or
I
their
know
like alma maters.
I know for a fact that Byron Donald is a veteran.
How long did they serve?
But
Is my question. You know, their records and everything.
Okay, you asking too much now, maybe. You got to do your research on that, my
Yeah,
brother.
I'll do that. I'll do my research. But hey, am I wrong to ask questions?
No, you're not wrong, but like, come on, man.
Do I get annoying sometimes? Yeah, I get
we-
annoying. I know I get annoying, but you know.
You
but hey.
expecting brothers to know how many years they done served? You know what I mean?
But it's I just
And
asked
these
the
are lower
question.
rank. These are lower ranking politicians. These are like congressmen and stuff like that. You know, like maybe
serving
if it was
politics?
somebody that was on the
Mm-hmm.
on the Trump board of in his cabinet or something like that. But how many congressmen we have in the United States?
Who have been in the military? Very few. I mean, especially with the Gen Xers and the Boomers. A lot of chicken hawks, you could say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I mean, we got over almost 500 congressmen. You know,
and sometimes you just want to look at the backs. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I know I'm overwhelming you, but I'm not doing that just to piss you off or anything, Jesse. But sometimes I just ask.
no,
you
I'm not
questions.
getting
They need to
pissed
be
off.
asked.
I'm just saying, like,
Come on, you like, come on. I know I'm not trying to overwork.
come
I ain't
on,
trying
man.
to work you. I ain't gonna work you like a slave like that. First of all, you light skinned, you gonna get burnt. I gotta get you I need to get you some shea butter.
Trying to
first
work
of
me
all,
like
for
a
your-
Hebrew slave, man.
And the irony is I'm Semitic, and he's using that shit on me. Oh, excuse me, sorry. That's $3 I owe you. That's gonna be a snowman. I'm gonna need to talk to Snowman about working that out because I don't have a key. I can't use Cash App here. Cash App doesn't work here. Oh man.
So
But,
what
yeah.
else we got on the docket, Lewis? We ain't got
All
no more
right,
videos for the night, bro.
Yeah, hold on. Where is it at? Yeah, right here on China's shipbuilding.
Aiyah.
Do you know the multiple for Chinese shipbuilding capacity? So China has more shipbuilding capacity than us. They could build ships a lot faster than us. If we start blowing up boats in the Pacific, they're going to be able to build more. How much more shipbuilding capacity do you think they have? How much more? 5 times? You think it's 5 times more? You think it's 100 times? What do you think it is?
I honestly have no idea.
Make a crazy guess.
20 times.
It's 350 times.
300.
They have 350 times more shipbuilding capacity in the United States.
An equivalent ship?
So it's worse. People will try to argue with me that, and sometimes they'll say, but Palmer, all of that is commercial shipbuilding capacity. So it's unfair to compare, all of China with all of the United States because you're counting all of China's commercial shipping. But you know why it's fair? Because in China, the law says that all commercial vessels have to meet military standards. If you are building a roll-on, roll-off passenger ferry for transporting people and cars, you have to have deck plate supports that are strong enough to transport tanks and armored vehicles on. They are requiring even their civilian vessels to all be military standards compliant because they foresee a world where they're going to nationalize their entire domestic fleet and use it in a whole of China fight against the West.
And that makes sense. That's very keen of them, because if you look at that's exactly what happened in the Battle of Dunkirk. The British Navy
Dunkirk evacuation.
called on civilian ships to help. So
Yeah, from Calais, I think it was. From Calais, because you have to understand the English Channel is from between Calais and Dunkirk.
Mhm.
So
good foresight by the Chinese.
that's you have to understand. I remember it's like, because they learn from others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to learn from your own mistakes, but to learn from other people's mistakes and have the foresight and understand, all right, it's that's that flexibility that those, their shipbuilding capacity has. You can go from commercial to military and everything. So when they got to switch between military, industrial, the war economy to a civilian, to a peacetime economy, they can switch it like that on the dime. And that's one of the things about authoritarianism.
Oh yeah, that's what
there's a level of efficiency. My question is the capacity to build them, but how fast can they put out these vessels?
This right here is the age range of the people that's collecting Social Security that Doge found.
Can you raise it up?
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Blow it up for me. I'm on my phone.
Crazy.
I have it blown up. Yeah.
Oh,
There's 6,087 people that is between the ages of 170 and 179 that's collecting Social Security.
That's a lot of fraud right there. Because like from 99, from 100 onwards, man, I mean, nobody lives to live beyond that. That's a lot of fraud. But then again, I mean, you've had also like that type of people. You've had dead people's names like in other forms of fraud. Like voter fraud or whatnot. Inheritance, documentation fraud. Forgeries. Wow. You'd be wondering who's been maintaining these scams and whatnot. That begs the question, you know what? That begs the question regarding identity theft. When you think about it. Not just the dead people, also living. Especially nowadays, because people gotta be worried about identity theft and like protect their personal information and whatnot. Whether on social media or using when they're getting involved in some kind of transactions.
So I don't agree with everything that Elon Musk says. If Elon Musk was exposed to being racist, I wouldn't be surprised. But how the hell this man has time to manage multiple companies, to do this Doge thing?
I think he's using AI.
Does the word delegate come to mind?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely using AI. I don't know to what extent they're using it, but he definitely uses AI. But this man, he's doing all this stuff, and at the same time, he's a top ranked player in Diablo online.
For real?
He plays Diablo.
Yeah, it randomly. They had an article about it in the gaming publication. Like Elon Musk is one of the highest ranked Diablo players.
He's probably using AI for that too.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Cheating SOB.
In Diablo, do they use a lot of microtransactions?
I don't know. I've never played any of the newer Diablos. I've only played the first one, which is like 20 plus years old.
What console was that on?
It's mainly a PC game, but they do have it on other consoles. I mean, on consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rattle's that point here. Yeah. Blizzard Activision.
Which is Microsoft now.
Yeah. Blizzard's also the company behind World of Warcraft. Doom. You know what? I gotta ask you guys this question. There's no right or wrong answer to this one. When it comes to PC first-person shooters, what's your go-to? Is it Wolfenstein, the original Wolfenstein, Doom, or Duke Nukem? No right or wrong answer here. When it comes to PC gaming, first-person shooter specifically, what's your go-to?
I'm a console player, but I'm thinking about going to PC because the current landscape of game. Well, I don't even have time to game, but
yeah,
I think I will go to PC if I would continue gaming.
Yeah,
but I don't even have time to do that. I'm pulling like 70 hours a week at work. I don't got time for shit.
I don't blame you, man. I mean,
Oh,
of
got
course,
sent $1 to Snow Aid. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna talk to
God.
Snow about that. But
Yeah,
my question
Doom
was
for
this,
me.
Jesse. Doom.
Doom.
Oh, good choice. Good choice. Doom,
Yeah.
Wolfenstein, or Duke Nukem. In my case, it's both Wolfenstein and Duke Nukem. Wolfenstein and Doom, because I played those both. I'm a PC. That was one of my first PC games. Original Duke Nukem. No, not Duke Nukem. Sorry, original Doom. But
Yeah, but I've only played like the older Dooms. I've never played the newer ones.
I use video.
I make time for game. I don't work as many
I
hours as I
use,
used to.
I use video games to play with myself.
one of the things I'll admit, I play mostly sports games and whatnot, and I do like to create myself. But
So I left my PS5 in Ghana with my girlfriends because they like to play this cooking game on there called Overcooked.
He's just trying to
Overcooked.
train them.
At
See,
some
it's
point,
called,
when they lose the game, they gotta go. They gotta use that that Mr. Z zine. You know that
It's actually a pretty
African
fun
pasta?
game though.
Yeah.
It's
We
actually
don't
a
have the
pretty fun game, I'm
capacity.
not gonna lie.
I said
But,
we don't
you
have the
know,
capacity.
You gotta do that. What's the word I want to use?
What's
you know,
the
you got-
synonym to that word?
I don't want to say the synonym because it sounds bad.
Type it in the back
I'm
chat.
looking for another
Type it in the
word.
back chat. Yeah, type it in the back chat. Maybe I can help you out on that
word
one.
to use.
Type it in the back chat, Jesse, so I can help you out.
So yeah, but it's
Programming.
I haven't played my PS5 and yeah, so programming. You know, that's that programming right there.
Programming.
You know.
The Winter Soldier chip.
But when I once I get back to Ghana, hey, or I might just buy. Honestly, I might buy a second PS5.
Where you live in Ghana?
Yeah, I've been living in Ghana since 2022. But I've been in Colombia mainly in the last. I've been back and forth between the U.S. and Colombia in like the last 9 months.
My friend, he's planning on moving over there to Ghana.
Well, tell him to make sure that he gets a Starlink satellite internet before you come. It's gonna save him a lot of trouble.
Isn't that Elon Musk?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
I've been checking out something similar to that. HMD, if you're familiar with that company.
Nope.
They were the parent company of Nokia, the Finnish mobile creators. Now Nokia have been rebranded to HMD, and they got something similar to that.
In
Small
Ghana, I
device.
was in internet hell for about 6 months.
Oh, I can understand.
wow.
I can understand.
And I was in internet oblivion for like a month. They had an incident where the underseas internet cables were cut.
Oh, right.
So these cables were used to supply internet to about I think 8 different countries in Africa, and I think maybe a couple European countries or something as well. But I know it was like several
Louis?
countries.
Yeah. Louis, I gotta use that comic, that meme by Mr. Z, if you mind.
Go ahead.
I say we don't have the capacity. We lost the capacity. Just have patience with us for now. We try to improvise for now. In the name of Jesus, just have patience, please. I ask you to have patience for us all.
And
It's okay.
that's the thing with Africa. Like, you would think that they would have a ton of internet access and everything, telecommunications with that over there.
Well, I would say this.
Well, the thing is, go ahead, David.
Go ahead, Jesse. You want to go ahead? All right.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 examples of this. Somalia and Kenya. And what they were able to do, because I understand a lot of people, because of the level of education in certain places and because of accessibility, especially because a lot of the populations are rural areas. but the instability being what it is, they had to find like improvised ways, and especially involving telecoms, improvised ways to help people, like you do basic transactions. And the best way they did, and the way they did is like, because most people are not tech savvy, and this is in the early 2000s, so like a mobile phone like the Nokia phones, they were durable, and they used SMS to do the payments and everything with that through SMS texting. And with that, they were also able to, it also enabled people a certain level of security, especially in rural areas where cash was not, where they couldn't use cash for security reasons. But because they use small, simple mobiles like the dummy phones.
So you telling me I couldn't use my goat?
Charles, the truth of the matter is, the goat, the goat, it's a good use, but the goat milk and everything, and the quality of the goat, you have to ask. I mean, you have to make sure the goat is, you have the documents to go with the goat, especially making sure you get documents from the veterinary.
But the goat was my internet provider. He was my internet provider. We were getting 5G, ABCD, as well as 5G. Okay.
I understand that, but the problem is,
So Lewis, this is a situation with internet in Africa, right? You do have some countries that are better than others. Like I'll probably say you have like a 4-tier system. So like number one, probably the best internet is probably going to be Kenya and South Africa. They have internet access in most of the countries that is either a level below or on par with what the U.S. has, right? So those two countries. In the United States, about 20% of the United States is rural. In most African countries, it's about 40 to 60% of the countries are rural, right?
Or as high as 80 in some cases.
And so the issue is most African countries, they do have internet through, let's say, smartphones. That's the main internet that most of the people use, but out there is prepaid. So as far as like the services we use, like let's say Xfinity and Cox and all these different, Comcast and all these companies, it's a bureaucratic thing that's going on, especially in West Africa, right? To give you an example, South African country had installed fiber optics back during COVID, so like 2020. So they had access terminals, for the fiber optics installed, and they were supposed to be approved by their version of, let's say, the FCC in Ghana, right? They were supposed to be approved back in like 2022, which that's when I went. But what happened is the regulatory body ended up reversing, going back on their word, so they never really approved it. And the reason for that is like a competition with local companies and stuff like that. And so you even have the same thing happening in Kenya, where the local internet providers that are owned by Kenyans are pushing back against Elon Musk Starlink, because Starlink in a lot of African countries, not only do they have faster speeds than the local competitors, but it's at a cheaper monthly price, and you can use it anywhere, right? All you need is to be able to plug in the power source, to plug into the dish, and you lift it at the sky, and you automatically have very high internet speeds, much higher than what a lot of the local providers are offering. And it works perfectly in the rain. Even when it's raining, the internet speed is really good. So that's what's going on in a lot of African countries. A lot of West African countries are kind of anti-foreign companies. Ghana's a little bit better than others, but you've had there's a big South African telecoms company called MTN.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to ask you
and
about. Actually,
they've been
Yo, keep
kicked out
going.
of-
I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
All
Keep
right.
going.
Yeah, they've been kicked out of. They've been kicked out of several West African countries, basically. Well, not kicked out, but they left because the business environment was so kind of hostile towards them, right? So Nigeria,
the market,
Gambia, and several other West African countries. It's still in Ghana, but they left. They left several West African countries.
There's
because of business
yeah,
environment.
it's interesting you brought that up, Jesse, because I remember there's like I used to watch there's a certain Nigerian in Nigeria, MTN was like forced out because competition, everything. Because one is like Entel, I think is it called? It's Nigerian, it's home base. It's a local telecom provider as well. Also, I remember like in East Africa, are you familiar with a telecom company called Zain?
No.
ZAIN? Oh, no, they don't operate in. I don't think they operate in Kenya. I know they operated in.
I mean, I've only been to Rwanda.
Okay. Oh, how's
and
your
that
French?
was a short trip. So, my French is terrible, but I want to improve
You gotta
it
improve
so
it.
I can.
Yeah,
So I
they
can
speak
speak
the Belgian
better in
form,
these.
though.
I mean, there's more French-speaking West African countries than
Well, well, that's
English-speaking
French
West
form.
African countries.
Yeah, but like if you go like to the Congo or if you go to like Burundi, Rwanda, they speak the Belgian form. But and you got to know the distinctions. You got how the distinctions there. MTM, I know they were like big. They're big they're big, but remember they were like I remember seeing ads for MTM, especially when it came to like certain sporting events to raise their profile. But there are other countries, like you say, like where all you have is a local telecom, or like in the case of like Ethiopia and Eritrea, you have state-run telecom. Only the state-run telecom is available, and there's a level of control they have in it because like there are also things like so in certain countries you have to think it's similar to like hang on, let me like let me type the name so we don't get. And they have like certain firewalls and whatnot, so they control like the internet flow. And sometimes you gotta be watchful about, for security reasons and whatnot. Hell, some of these places are complete black holes that you can't use your cell phone from other places. Hell, they probably block Starlink and other alternatives.
Yeah, I mean they have that anyway. Even the countries like Ghana that do have different non-Ghanaian telecom countries, they do have firewalls that block certain stuff. Some stuff you could get by, you can get past that with a VPN. But
and that costs you some.
Let's say like certain financial institutions, you're unable to access it in certain countries.
Yep. I mean,
even with a VPN.
Yeah, I mean, like in Eritrea, you have Airtel, and you can't use anything else besides that. Internet is like relegated to like certain places. I mean, smartphones, they're trying, but you gotta be careful because like the range of cell phone coverage and everything being what it was. And what's also a trip is like I remember like every 30 days you gotta because all the SIM cards are in fact acquiring a SIM card and everything goes with it is a lot of bureaucracy you gotta be careful with because it's about control and everything. Ethiopia is similar. And Sudan, it was a lot easier. And you had choice, but they gave you plans and whatnot. But just use the internet and everything was kind of limited. But VPNs are very important, but you got to make sure you got the right type of VPNs, also antivirus and such.
Yeah, you don't want an STD for your computer.
Basically, the VPN and antivirus are like the condoms and whatnot you got to use. Prevention is better than cure. Charles, you're a genius.
Well, You know, I'm coming out with my own anime condom scissors. You know. If you don't want your penis to shoot Kamehamehas, then wear our condoms. Street Fighter condoms. Hey, no more Hadoukens.
Wait. Actually, no more Daoism, you know. Yoga fire! Yoga flame!
You know, you don't want to shoot tiger uppercuts out of your stuff, man.
Or tiger shots.
Oh no.
You don't want your thing be, you know, flying around like Chun-Li's with multiple kicks or E Honda's, you know, 1,000 slaps. Hell, you don't want your thing to be like shocked like that. Like what's his name? Like Blanca when he starts, you know, the electrical charge.
Well, you know, 50 Cent's coming out with his own condom brand called Bulletproof.
Just remember, you got to fill out a questionnaire with 21 questions. You better have 21 answers. They better be correct.
Minivans. Many vans.
No, many sperm. No, that's what a sperm. Well, that's like the sperm cell be saying was competing with the other sperm cells to get to the egg.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you got a good business opportunities coming out there. That would actually torture me if I didn't have good internet out there. Lord, that would touch me.
Man, I'm glad I got fiber optic here, even though I live in a smaller town. But I also understand like the importance of having also internet on my phone. And sometimes they're like, you know, your telecom providers, you know, some of your internet providers are not always your telecom providers. Like here in Norway, like, you know, sometimes your telecom providers are the same people who are like your cable providers.
Yeah.
Or they work with them, but your cell phone and everything, you can keep that separate. So I'm glad, like, you know, with one of my SIM card, with my SIM card, I'm able to buy, you know, it's prepaid, but I'm able to buy like, you know, certain, you know, gigabytes of internet whenever I need it. I just got to just keep purchasing every 30 days, and it adds up and keep accumulating.
I just need to get my SIM card. No.
They also started doing eSIMs up here. No. Hey,
so Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse. No, Jesse?
Jesse, baby.
Jesse. Hey, Jesse, let me ask you something. Regarding ID identification and everything in Ghana and whatnot, are they doing biometrics and such? Especially when it comes to like not just the passports, but national ID cards or driver's license and such. Oh wait, Jesse's somewhere else?
Yeah, they do biometrics, fingerprinting. So they with your you know, you fill out an application, you get your ID picture taken, and they record your fingerprints.
Shit. Man, y'all should see. I remember because like up here, just recently they started instituting like digital driver's licenses. Driver's license, excuse me. And it has it on your cell phone. So instead of having to always pull out your phone, always pull out your ID, you can always pull out this app on your phone. And
so Justin, you thinking about coming up to the BlairCon?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Might I mean, it's only a 3 hour. Well, not 3 hours, but a couple.
Yo,
you know, not too much as far as flights from Colombia. So, or I may just stay for an extra week or two to go if I do go.
You'll enjoy it. Good times.
Yo.
Yeah, I always wanted to go, so we'll see, man. We'll see. I got a couple weeks to figure it out.
You know, get to unwind, get to hang with your boy, get this.
Don't forget the cognac.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
cognac with that.
I will pull up. You know what? I don't even drink and smoke like I used to. So, I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't mind indulging, but yeah, I pretty much used to indulge pretty much every day.
Wait, you smoke cigars?
I haven't smoked a cigar since 2023.
Oh.
Now's a
I'm
good
looking
time
for
to
a
break
reason.
it. Now's a
I'm
good
looking
time
for
to pick the
a
heart.
celebratory reason to smoke
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, I don't drink or smoke, but hey, you know, what do I know?
You all right over there, Charles?
Yes, I am.
Oh, he was no. He's just trying to look. He just went to his liquor cabinet.
Nah. I went to go. I dropped my controller. I was beating somebody's donkey.
Okay.
And Street Fighter.
Oh, okay.
How
beating
far that
somebody
is from
really-
you, Charles? Where BlurCon's gonna be?
Arlington's an hour. Hour and 10 at best.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Just a
Make
quick
it
drive
up.
from Maryland to Virginia.
I could make it roughly in 50 minutes to an hour 10.
Mm-hmm. White knuckling the steering wheel.
So I know you're gonna be in that piece for sure.
Mhm.
I said I know you're gonna be in that piece for sure. 'Cause it's not that far. That's like me going from New Orleans to Baton Rouge.
Yeah. I'm like,
Jesse.
I got calls and texts from people from last year. You coming back? You bring the speaker?
You better bring the speakers. He better bring them speakers. We need some good music, you know. We need some Frankie. Otherwise, somebody gonna play that Teddy P Love TKO because somebody gonna get knocked out.
I think I'm playing that too.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think of what year that was. You went and you filmed on your channel.
2022, 2021, 2022.
With Orlando Jones.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised. That was a pretty cool interview. You know,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
surprised I don't just get a press release because I have a legit channel with legit subscribers. So,
You know, that's when I was in high school. A brother that I met on PlayStation Network. I can't remember his name, but he had this was when a couple of years after YouTube started, and he had a gaming channel, and he would get like media passes to like all the major gaming events. You remember E3 used to be big back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Tokyo Game Show, all the top gaming conferences.
Right.
And he would do interviews and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. And we was all in high school at the time because it was like 7 of us. So it was him, and it was 3 of us from New Orleans. It was a guy from New York named the Hip Hop Gamer. And it was a couple, I think it was 2 chicks that were really good at video games. And I was like, you was kind of bugging out. Imagine being in high school and the first time you meet an attractive black woman that is really good in Tekken.
That's why
That was like some love. That was like some love and basketball type shit for gamers.
That's the reason why I like going to Blurred, because I'm like, I actually find girls attracted like the same shit I do.
But you gotta realize, Charles, this is like 07, 06. So at that time, we didn't really know that attractive black women that were good at video games existed, or at least in my generation, we didn't. Well, I mean, we the same. We both millennials, but you're a little bit older than me. I think you're about probably 10 years, my senior, maybe.
Wait, what year were you born, Jesse?
I was born in 90.
We're 8 years older. than you. 7, 8 years older.
Okay.
We're 82 babies.
So you got to think about, I'll be 43 in April.
April.
So it's
You
like,
getting closer to me or something?
nah,
Yeah, don't get close to me
I'm
because
like-
I'm September.
the crazy ass September babies. That's all.
That
Oh,
was new, man. Because you know, that was new for us when fine chicks started playing video games. We was like, whoa.
We knew hey dude, back in the mid '90s, we knew girls who were PC gamers like that. You know.
I started going out to conventions.
Excuse me.
And back when I came back from Iraq around 05, 06.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw some attractive black girls. Matter of fact, my son and his best friend, when they were much, much younger, were funny with that because the girls thought they were so cute. And they were dressed up as Spider-Man and the Hulk. They're like, oh my God, they're so cute. They're just smiling their asses off.
Yeah, it's like my ex was a gamer girl, but my ex was she was probably one of the most unique black women I ever dated. I mean, she still wasn't shit, but but like this, she was a cheerleader for 2 D1 colleges, but she was also a gamer. She was a gamer that liked doing like cosplay and doing that weird panda suit shit. But at the same time, she also smoked weed. So imagine you're a black cheerleader that smokes weed, but also is a 4.0 student in high school and like a average student in college, and play video games, but also smoke weed on the side.
Man, how did you screw that up?
Oh man, that was a terrible situation, man. It was like one of those, like she was crazy, man. So the bedroom situation was on point, but she definitely was a part of that, that saying that crazy chicks are good in bed. She definitely fits that stereotype.
Oh, all of them did.
And and I know I'm not crazy. I know she wasn't shit when I seen her ass on Kendra G dating show, and all of the comments about men was like she ain't shit.
You talking about crazy in the head, crazy in bed?
Yep.
That's the same. Crazy in the head. Oh,
I was like, okay,
there's
so I
always
wasn't
something
crazy.
wrong. There's
I was
always
like, oh,
something wrong.
so I wasn't crazy, because all of the I remember I commented in another group, and I was like, yo, my ex was on such and such, and then I sent the link to when she was on the show, and it was like, man, how did you survive that shit?
You gotta send me the link to that now. Now I see. Now you open up you just put it either text me or put it in the back chat, whatever you prefer. Jeez,
I'm gonna text you.
Oh.
Jesse.
I mean, she still kept in shape. She still kept in shape. I'll give her that.
What do you think she's doing nowadays? You think she's a
Driving
professional cheerleader?
Nah, she probably. I mean, well, she definitely finished college now.
What was her major?
And,
college.
This Negro here, man. Come on,
What?
man.
No, I'm just trying. I ain't clocking. I'm just trying to, try to put two and two together.
I don't even remember, to be honest.
Okay, if that's the case,
because we dated like her freshman and sophomore year, so this was an old ex, like in my early 20s.
Right.
This wasn't like 5 years ago. No, this was like shit. This was like
20.
probably 10 plus years ago.
Almost 20.
I think about.
What you about 37?
No, not that long. Like it's probably like 10, 13 years. 10 to 13
He's pushing
years.
33.
Nah,
He's
just
30, 35.
Nah. I make
You're born
35 this year.
Yeah, you're gonna be 35 this year. He's pushing 35. That's
And
what said.
I
He's
can't.
pushing
I'm probably not going to be able to find the original link, but I can send you the link of another content creator going over the actual link.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Right. Just point out the one and be like, okay, this is the one. I'll be like, oh, no wonder.
Oh, she on this link. It's just gonna be here on this link.
Okay.
Let me see.
Oh. All right.
Hey, but I gotta give her props though. At least she kept in shape all these years. But that's to be expected for a cheerleader. They usually
man.
stay pretty in pretty good shape.
I mean, dancers have some of the best physiques. I'll say that much. Especially how they work their legs and everything.
Did you get a workout? That's the most important part.
Ooh.
Oh, every day, man. She was a freak with a capital F. That was the thing that made me stay as long as I did.
It's not that bad.
Yo, what is your go-to brand of condoms? It better be something good. Better be something good. Not no cheap shit. Not nothing cheap, man. Better not be something cheap. We're going problems if it was something cheap.
You know what happened in that relationship?
No, you raw dog.
So what happened was.
What happened was.
And
hold on, keep working.
Now I say what happened in that relationship is we had a pregnancy scare, and as soon as the test came back negative, I dumped her within 24 hours.
I'm back.
Slime ball.
Yeah, slime ball. That was a slime ball move. But I'm just looking at you like Jesse.
I mean, because I was trying to play nice just in case it came back positive. You know, play nice. Don't want to upset her. When it came back negative, it was like, all right, this is a sign from
Jesse.
God.
Jesse.
Name up.
Jesse.
Name up.
I'm sorry. I you know what? Sit down. I'm sorry. I gotta sit on the opposite end of that table. I gotta put the Saturday special on the table with the safety on, and I gotta point you like Bill and give you the Bill Duke line, man. You know you damn near messed up right there. You know that, right? You damn near messed up. I didn't say you did, but you damn near. You messed up. You damn near messed up, right? You know that, right? You know that,
damn
right?
near did, but it was a tricky situation because I'm pretty good about I'm pretty good about wrapping it up, you know what I mean, over the years. But you know, she did some extra stuff to kind of put me in that situation. It was like one of those early morning wake up type situations.
Oh, so your pull-out game is not that good.
Yeah, not 7 in the morning.
I mean,
that man was like, "Girl, you know, I love you."
Well, that
Actually,
I'll just tell y'all what happened. So, but I don't want this to trace back to me. But anyway,
I think it's a little too late for that.
So what happened was, she woke me up with some sloppy toppy, and you know, she just started riding. I'm half asleep.
Oh.
And so I try to push her off. And
all legs came into play.
Hit that good old clutch on old Jesse.
She gave you the grip. She had that gorilla grip, huh?
She did. I'll give her that.
I hope she's not related to Fannie Willis.
My man said, Jesse.
I need Jesse's thing. Why can't I find a man like that?
What, Charles left?
No, Charles. Oh, he'll be back. Yo, hey, Louis, how things going on with you on the home front, family and everything?
Good as they're gonna be.
Man. Yeah, I'm a little intrigued about something. You said your lady's originally from the Comoro Islands?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What, the independent one, or the parts that because it's the
French part.
The archipelago, because you have some of it that chose to stay under French rule, other half became independent. Yeah. So she's a very francophone through and through. All right, that's interesting.
Yeah, but she grew up in France as a child.
Okay.
And then went to England.
Okay. All right. So you got half French baby, huh?
Yeah.
Through her?
No, she's African.
No, you got yeah, but you know your kids are dual nationals, right?
Yeah. The officer's back.
Welcome back, Charles.
Oh yeah, I'm back.
Technical difficulties, folks. It happens. Technical mishaps.
Oh
We
man,
gotta learn to overcome.
Dusty got caught with the old Rumshambo too. Shoot, I got caught with that a couple times.
Oh, yo, you know MTR did the Drizzle music video.
Yeah. Why are you rapping on it like 3-6 Mafia though?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
He got that Juicy J flow.
Yeah, because he was calling out Myron over talking crap about Kevin Samuels.
This is what was this? When he started talking crap about Kevin Samuels, first of all.
Well, a couple of
Shit,
days
before-
ago,
yeah.
a couple of days
2
ago,
years after,
Fresh and
because he
Fit
had him on the
had,
show twice.
but
What the hell?
a couple of days ago, Fresh and Fit had a stream that was with Angry Man, Donovan Sharp, Rollo Tomasi, Aaron Clary, and everybody.
Yeah,
And-
of course.
Yeah.
You know,
And they were talking about that the Black Manosphere is dead and all this stuff. So
they've been saying that how many times?
And yeah, and you know, Myron was talking stuff about Kevin Samuels behind the scenes before he was dead. 'Cause,
yeah,
the guy that he got into it with, that was a part of his team at one point, he exposed that all once they got into it. He was pretty much pissed off that Kevin Samuels by himself was doing more numbers than Fresh and Fit with that whole production team when they were doing. Because you remember, they were doing their live streams in the same time window.
yeah, they're fighting over the same time slot.
Time slot.
And Kevin Samuels was kicking his ass.
And think
I
about
like
this
that
way.
shit.
And think about this way. Remember when Kevin Samuels, called into the show a couple times, and the 2 times he checked the women. And one of those times he checked the women while you had Rollo Tomasi, Donovan Sharp, and everybody in there.
She
And then what
walked
happened?
off.
Yeah, and then what happened?
He blew
Rollo
up.
and everybody went on with just they couldn't say anything, they couldn't attack. They couldn't go off on. They couldn't attack Kevin Samuels, but what happened is they end up turning on Donovan Sharp for a while, didn't they?
Yeah, they turned on him for a minute.
Yeah.
A minute.
And that just shows the fickleness about some of these guys, and Aaron Clary and everything. I remember him, but I remember also he really amped up the doxing of a couple of MGTOW channels. So I understand how shady these guys can get. Myron, come from neighboring Sudan. I understand how his people get down sometimes.
At the end of the day, it was about freaking money.
Yeah.
And people
It's
got
always
mad
about
because he was raking in money. That's all it was.
Views equals money. Yeah.
When there's money involved, people's true character comes out.
Pretty much.
Absolutely. Agreed.
You got to think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been saying that we're so dead and all this other stuff. Think about this, man. We've been evolving for a very long time. Okay. Notice when we got Shadow Man, we figured out shorts, right?
Yep.
So we had very interesting political debates. How many people agreed what we said politically? And even when we had the show about the military, which I'm still going to do the Hegseth show. I've just been out of it for the past couple of days. And, I'm good.
Let me know when, Charles. If I can hop on, I'll hop on.
Okay, you can simulcast. I don't care.
No. Give my opinion.
Yeah, because when I want to get a pro military or a veteran
See
cast.
if you get Sandog.
I'm gonna see if I get Sandy old.
Excuse me.
And
about to ask
what
that.
about what's the I forgot is one I always be on Art New Style stream. Always talking. The one that's going through with the case with his ex-wife.
Dead Set.
Talk about Dead Set?
Yeah, Dead Set. Because he was in the Army.
Yeah, he was in the Army too. So I'm gonna get a bunch of Army guys, opinion. Everybody doesn't have to agree, which is great to me because you get better content. So,
which begs the question also. Certain people, like you might want to bring in like OG veterans, like maybe Calvin Rogers, because remember I remember when he came on, he'd break his insights.
If he's around, he could come on.
Yeah, like like Eric Ingram, Master, the Sarge.
A lot of people got lives.
And I get it. I
hope everybody's doing well. But,
No.
everybody
Okay. I'm trying. I'm sorry. Just thought about somebody, and now I'm trying not to cry. Like sometimes when you start to remember people, you start, you get welled up about it. Remembering people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, why does this happen to me? I'm
Let you know you're still human, kid.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like sometimes I can't help but start crying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I do it every time. Every time I eat a good bowl of oatmeal.
Yeah, I know.
Apples.
Louis, I apologize for bringing the show down by starting crying and everything.
No. Well, I'm about to get ready and do laundry. Do anybody got any closing thoughts?
Oh no, good show.
Appreciate being here.
Yep. Thank you for having me as always. Great
show. Try to convince Jesse to come to Blair.
Jesse?
Oh yeah, when is BlurCon again?
March 7th.
First weekend in March.
March 7th through the 9th.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone that came up, commented in the comment chats. I appreciate it, all of y'all. Charles, if you want to hold on in the back chat, if y'all want to hang on in the back chat, it's something I want to talk to you about.
Cool.
If you got a minute.
Cool.
Y'all can hang out too. It ain't no big deal.
Yeah, cool.
But we are out.